It's finally here. Welcome in. Trust the Profits, the Cocktail Lounge special Breeders' Cup Friday edition. The World Championships, the Breeders' Cup, Del Mar. We're finally here. Welcome in. I'm Riders Up Tim. For those of you who are regulars in here, you recognize me, but you know I'm missing my counterpart and a few of the guys here. They'll be checking in. We got a lot of the guys who are trick-or-treating. Formula decided that he was going to let his family pull him away to a wedding. That's family that I think he should disown, but that's a topic for another day. But our first Breeders' Cup race is coming up here in about 13 minutes. We'll run through the field here in our usual format. We're going to start things off, as you can see on the ticker across the bottom there. We will start off with a $100 bankroll. We'll be playing our plays and showing you what we're going to play, what's going on. My friend right at the wire, what's up, bud? Going well. Sean's on his way. He's fighting traffic in Boston, making his way to the TV. Don't think he'll make it here for the first race, but he'll definitely be on for the rest. So we've got races 6 through 10 coming up, our Breeders' Cup races for this Fall Stars Friday, the Stars of Tomorrow, Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, and all the 2-year-old races here on the Friday. So we'll be covering those. And then tomorrow we'll be back for a full card of Breeders' Cup races. We will not be on for the first 3, which are not Breeders' Cup, but we will be on for all of the BC races. So make sure you join us. Make sure you're playing along today. Make sure you tell us what you're drinking. It is the Cocktail Lounge. I've got myself a nice Samuel Smith Toddy Porter. Actually, it's a Taddy Porter. I don't know why I said toddy. Maybe I want a hot toddy. It's a little cold here in the Louisville area, but formula checking in. We're going to try something new tonight. Here we go. You ready? Check it out. We're going to throw the comments right up on the screen. We're in the big time now. We can do that. Formula checking in. Going to play a 4 with a 1-9. Good to see you in the chat, Formula. We'd rather see you live on the screen, but, you know, family, I guess. Priorities, man, priorities. There's profits, family, profits. But we'll add the comments in here, see how everybody likes that. Let us know. Let me know in the comments if you like the comments or something like that. We'll take a quick look. We got about 11 minutes, so let's run through the field, shall we? See what they look like. All right, we should probably start at the top. Race number 6 coming up at Del Mar, our first Breeders' Cup race, the Juvenile Turf Sprint, going 5 furlongs on the turf. Number 1 in this race is going to be Brussels. This is an Aidan O'Brien horse. We know the success that Aidan has, but Aidan doesn't have Ryan here. No Ryan Moore. As we all know, Ryan Moore had an injury and he's out for a while. So does bring in Sumalan here, and he is the number 1 jockey for the O'Brien barn right now. So you'll see him riding several times over the next couple of days. This is one who is grade 1 tested overseas in Great Britain. Does have 3 seconds, got the 1 win there with Moore up way back in May before Moore went on the shelf. This is one definitely you always have to respect the Euro Invaders when they come in these Breeders' Cup turf races. Number 2 here is Military Code, Charlie Appleby. And if we're going to say Charlie Appleby, I guess we got to say Billy Buick, or we can say Charles Appleby and William Buick. Take your choice. But anyway, listen, I was watching an interview with Buick yesterday, and they were talking about one of their horses tomorrow, which we'll get to then. But in the interview, he's like, Appleby doesn't bring any horse here that he doesn't think is going to win. So I think they're always a threat. You always got to look at anything with Buick up on board. And Military Code definitely fits here. Royal Testament for George Weaver, getting Flavian Pratt up. Flavian Pratt hasn't had the 2 did scratch. You're right. My apologies. I'm going off of my PDF file here, and I did not. The 2 is the only one out, and the 13 drew in as a result off the also eligible list. Thank you, my friend. That's true. And Royal Treatment. Fabian hadn't gotten the best of rides so far today. I've been watching the races, not betting as much, but just kind of seeing how the track is playing. I watched this morning, watched all the races back from yesterday just to kind of get a feel for the track. This is one who is going to uh, probably set off the pace a little bit here, although this one has shown a little bit of early speed, but I think we've got a few in here, and I'm not sure this one has the speed of some of the others. We will see. We'll see where Pratt. I think Pratt is usually taking the horses off the lead. He's not one you typically see as much on the front end. Aspect Island, getting Frankie Dettori up. This is it. This is the final retirement of all the final retirements Frankie's had. He said, this is it. This is the one. He's going to call it after the Breeders' Cup here. So we will see. We will see. He did say that he's retiring from racing here in America, and the one thing he hasn't done is race in South America. So he's going to head down there and give it a shot. Obliteration, the 5-horse. This is one I like quite a bit. I've got this one underneath in my ticket. Has not been out of the exacta in 5 starts. Had a really nice run in the Indian Summer there at Keeneland, just missing to Schwarzenegger, who we also find in this race here. Here in just a second, we'll talk about towards the outside. But this is one, especially Jose coming back for Steve Asmussen, I think you have to respect in this spot. Speed figures may need to come up just a little bit, or at least go back to what this one ran in at Saratoga back in July. They've got to come up a little bit from that Keeneland and Kentucky Downs number if this one is going to compete. Intricate Spirit gets Joel Rosario up for Miguel Clement. This is one early on I went back and forth on. I have it as more of an underneath play, but I'll tell you, I've had a horse I like in here that we'll get to in a second. And underneath that one, I really struggled. I thought there were 4 or 5, even 6 horses here that are going to be super competitive, and the numbers are really close for them. Mission Central is another Aidan O'Brien. You have to think when he's got Sumian up here on the 1 horse, that's his one. But I think you have to respect them all. So this will be the other Aidan O'Brien, Mission Central. It is one that I think is not without a chance. I had it more of an underneath play. This is one I have been hearing all day. The 8, Havana Anna, coming in for the other O'Brien. Donash O'Brien getting Ryan up here. Also coming in from overseas. This is one that just finished a good second to True Love, who is your current favorite in this race. So it was close to that one. So for somebody that is so close, it's interesting that this one isn't right behind that one in the odds. But I've been hearing lots of people picking Havana Anna today. So we're 5 minutes to post. I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit here. True Love, this is your favorite for Aidan O'Brien. So his 3rd horse in the race, he comes in loaded for Bear. Getting Lorden up on this one. You got Irad Ortiz on the 10, Cy Fair. This is a pick for a lot of people here. 3 races, 2 wins and a second. The last time out in the Algonquin at Woodbine, I know that Sean, if you watched our roundtable, Sean was on Cy Fair here. So all the horses coming out of Woodbine, if Sean likes them, he knows as much about them as anybody. So one to pay attention to. Currently 4-1 off a 6-1 morning line. There's Schwarzenegger, the aforementioned when we were talking about obliteration there. This one getting Johnny V up. Johnny V is battling a code. So we'll have to watch that and see how it goes here over the next couple of days. Wesley Ward trains that one. Now we get to the horse that I really like here. I love Lenny Lou in this spot. Patrick Biancone. This is one that when you look at it, 4 wins out of 5 starts, 1 3rd place finish back in the Queen Mary at Ascot. But here in the States, this horse has yet to lose. And I just think that she is one to really watch in here. I think that she's got speed to the inside, gets Luis Saez. If there's anybody I like to To ride a horse that's going to be forwardly placed in a race, it's Mr. Saez. And we'll finish out with the 13 who does draw in here later than planned for Phil D'Amato, getting Rispoli up. This is one who, in the last time, cutting back from the two-turn races, did break the maiden at two-turn, came back at two-turn in the Del Mar Juvenile Turf, finished up the track to Hey Nay Nay in that race. But last time out, cut back in distance to sprinting, really came on late in that race with a good turn of foot. So I think I saw somebody in the chat here on the 13. This is one for sure that I think you want to consider. So we'll take a look at what everybody is here. Let's see what we got here. 4 horses to win is going to take a 1, 8, 9, 11. La Squishy is singling the 2. Also got 9 and 11 in his pick 6 ticket. Let's see. Lots of people checking in. I'll say hello in a minute. I'm trying to get us. We are 2 minutes to post. Unfortunately, this is not our friends up north in Canada, so we're not going to be able to show the races. I won't insult anyone by trying to do my horrible race calls. We'll talk about it as they're going around, where they're kind of positioned. I won't really call the race so much, or maybe I will. When you get a field of 12 like this, though, it gets tough, and seeing them on the screen makes it a little bit difficult. But let's see. Kyle is going with an exacta key box. Tim with the 1, 5, 8, 9, 12, 13. That's a mouthful. What's up, Paul? Paul checking in from across the pond. Good luck, my friend. They are behind the gate. All right, I'm going to punch my play in here and we'll get going. Kick this off. Here we go. You know how we do it in here. The pick is in. All right, first race on the Breeders' Cup card. We are going to play a $2 exacta key box. We are going to key the 12 with the 5, 9, and 10. So this will be a $12 play. We need the 12 to finish in the exacta, with 5, 9, and 10 being the other runner. Good luck to everybody out there. I've got a horse tonight. We'll talk about in a little bit. I'm on a horse that has a 20-1 morning line odd, and I really think this horse has a big chance. We'll talk about it when we get there. But I've got some horizontal plays going. I really messed up my pick 5 ticket, not starting off the first leg with both of the horses I liked. I picked one, and it was, of course, the other one, and I would be alive through 3 legs. But I did ride it back in the pick 4, so I'm a couple legs in on the pick 4. We are loading up now. Again, we're playing a 12 with 5, 9, 10 exacta key box. Yeah, Bob, thanks. I've been on a little bit of a heater. The couple in the lounge, and I've had a couple of other good plays and picks and things going on. So the bankroll is definitely sitting pretty for the Breeders' Cup. So. Loading up still. I just wish we could show the races. Adds a little bit to it here. Nobody has to stand and sit here as the race is going on and look at my ugly mug and trying to do a disservice to all those great race callers out there. Squishy, Forever Young 500. I'll tell you what, a lot of people like Forever Young now, especially with Sovereignty out. We'll talk through some of the races, especially as Sean gets on here, and we'll talk through some of the things not only for today. We'll look forward to tomorrow, and with that, we are off. The one kind of got left at the gate, but up front, you've got about 4 horses across the track. It is currently the 11 horse with about a length down inside. That's the 5 currently running in second. A pair of horses behind that one with the 10 and the 12. So our horse is right there with an outside third position. It's another length and a half back. You've got the 8 running outside of the 7, the 4, and the 1, excuse me, and then 9 horse behind that one, 13 at the back of the pack. Up front, though, the 11 takes them into the stretch. Here we come. Now they're spreading out pretty wide and lots of horses coming. Here comes the 10. There's Sean's 10. The 8's coming with a lot of run. Our 12 has got no legs, not closing up at all. Here comes the 1 from really far back, and it's going to finish 10-1-4. There's Cy-Fair, Sean's pick. 10-1-4. In the first. That's okay. Lots to go. Lots of racing left. Kind of quick on that one. Really disappointed in Lenny Lou. When that horse didn't get a little bit more forwardly placed, I was worried from the beginning. Big run by the 1. Brussels got left at the gate a little bit and then was far back, and even coming into the top of the stretch was next to last. Looked for room down inside behind horses, kind of weaved between horses, and then was behind 2 horses and just finally got an opportunity to run and was coming on late and really closing distance. But at that point, too little, too late. Cy-Fair gets the win. Irad Ortiz for George Weaver. Not too bad. And that puts me 3 deep in my pick 4. You did not have the winner formula. I will let Sean know you didn't play his horse. Yeah, there were a couple there. 9 was a complete no-show, and I didn't have the 9 in my top 4 at all. Didn't like the 9 very much. Of course, I had a horse that ran just as bad in the 12 on top. No, I'll tell you though, Alex, it's like if you look at if you go back and you watch the break there and watch Brussels and where Brussels was, and to get through traffic in a 5 furlong race and to make a run up for second, that was a pretty good race for Brussels. Again, I think you got to always kind of count the Euros somewhere in the exactas, at least one of them. They had enough of them in this race, but how about Sean kicking it off with Cy-Fair for Medallion Racing? George Weaver, another not this time. I mean, the not this times are just killing it across the country right now, aren't they? Really seems like every time a horse wins, sired by not this time. Heck of a 2-year-old crop. All right. Does anybody have that one? Let's see. Taking a look back. I know I sure didn't. We did have Kyle there. Had the key box 10. So Kyle will definitely be cashing his ticket there. I think that's it. That's all right, though. Lots of racing left. Let's take a look. Cyfair, there's your winner. Opened up at Saratoga with a maiden special weight win, and then came back in a 5.5 furlong turf sprint. There, finishing second to Snowface Princess, came back to win in the Algonquin at Woodbine. So those horses always seem, the Algonquin horses are horses you can't rule out when it comes to these 2-year-old turf races. Seems like they're always right there. As is another race we'll talk about here in a little bit, but we got one more to get through before we get to that one. I've got a horse. I don't know if you saw our round table. I've got a horse in the next that I absolutely love, hoping we can keep a little bit of a price on that. Has anybody been watching the races so far and the odds changes last minutes? It's driving me nuts. There have been horses, especially in the first 2 or 3 races, to where horses that were 3-1, 7-2, even 5 or 6-1, and it's like dropping. It was like the first 4 races, the horse that did the big drop at the last second right before they went off and went off as the favorite was the horse that was winning the race. It was the usual disgusting stuff, and of course we know what that was. It's the attack of the calls. You know what's even more disappointing? You look at Del Mar, a track who prides themselves on the fact that that they had cut the calls off, cut off the wagering in the win pool at 2 minutes. Yet the Breeders' Cup comes to town, and because the Breeders' Cup is its own entity, they didn't push for that to happen and to continue. So in these next 2 days here, there is no cutoff. They're going right up until the end. And you've seen it so far today if you're watching. Yeah, I think we're going to get the price on my horse in the next one. We will see. We will see. Be interesting to see what everybody likes here. We'll go through that one here in a second. The 7th at Del Mar. Right now, you got the 10 horse Cyfair in the winner's circle. The first Breeders' Cup Garland that we see today. The winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint. And there's your man, Mr. Irad Ortiz Jr. He waits for the big races, and there he is. Can't count him out when it's the big ones. And he's going to be on a couple of competitors here for sure over the next day or so. What do you guys think about the comments on screen? Should I take them off while we go through the PPs, or I'll pull the PPs up above the comments when we're talking about a horse? But yeah, you have to wonder. I mean, everyone has said it for years that you can't have the Breeders' Cup up in Naira because of the weather this time of year. And now they've already gone. And of course, next year we're at Keeneland. Show the shirt, get the promo, the unpaid promo. All right, I'm talking to you folks at Keeneland. We can make that paid if you would like. But anyway, so next year we're at Keeneland. The year after that, the new Belmont Park. So that will be interesting because, yes, right now the weather up there is not good. Not good at all. Let's see what Uncle Sully is trying to say now. Who would he rather watch on the stream? Right at the Wire, Dennis Tressy. Is it even a discussion? Alex knows he has pretty much an open invitation. He just has to let me know anytime he wants in. And there's our on-track reporter, Senior Stable, Mike, checking in from beautiful Del Mar, out there with his beautiful wife, hanging out, enjoying the weather, eating lobster grilled cheese, having a great time. That would be the trick-or-treater starting and my dog going crazy. So I'm going to have to put her out of the office here if she's going to go crazy every time a trick-or-treater hits the door. Sounds like a lot of them. Good to see you check in, Mike. But now you need to check out and go enjoy yourself. I know why you're here, though. You know that, Mike, you are here for the tips. And speaking of tips, there's the man who caught the winner in the first race.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. How are you? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Breeders' Cup.
Mike said he won enough on the last one to pay for that grilled cheese. Way to go, Mike.
Good job, Mike.
That's what happens when you buy $50 grilled cheese. Mike, I made one today, and I will sell it to you for $40.
Hello, Alex. How are you, buddy? Hello, everybody.
Glad to see you, Sean.
Thank you, sir.
Let me take this off for a second.
Yeah, welcome to the Breeders' Cup, everybody.
How about that? Added the comments on screen. What do you think, Sean?
I love this. This is awesome. Fantastic.
So everybody can see what's going on, all the banter in the chat.
Love it.
Follow along. We got 86 checking in. 86
Thanks, Jake.
Online.
Yeah, no, I really liked her. I just thought the race set up for her. They just announced that the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly Sprint has now been renamed the Irad Ortiz Invitational. Was that like his fourth win out of like 7 tries or whatever?
Yeah, he's killing it. He's killing it.
Hey, Jay Worm, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So yeah, no, exactly. So that was a perfect trip. You could just kind of tell right around that he had some horse underneath. That's got to be the best feeling for any jockey when you just have the Cadillac and everyone else has got the Corolla. You know what I'm saying? I
will say, though, if you go back and watch the race, it looks like that there was a bad break at the very beginning for Brussels, and Brussels was kind of left, and that horse came flying, and Christophe Soumion, he really was able to weave between horses coming up the inside.
Yeah, definitely
had a great trip.
Yes.
So got a great trip to get up for second.
Oh, it did. Fantastic trip. Christoph's he's very talented. I love him.
He's no Ryan Moore, but he's a damn good replacement, Sean.
He's damn good. Exactly. Yeah. No, many a win, and and I believe, Tim, that you and I in this next race, I think, are on the same horse.
I believe you are correct.
Yes, sir.
And I was worried, Sean, that price was going to come down, but the money is really coming in. Your morning line favorite was Explora here, who was 5-2, and she's down to 9-5. So, and she is really taking some money here.
The Baffert money, yeah.
Yes, and it's interesting. Tommy Joe, 7-2, still holding at 7-2. A lot of people were liking Percy's Bar over Tommy Joe, and that horse has kind of floated up from a 9-2 morning line all the way to 7-1.
Yeah, exactly.
Bottle of Rouge, the other Baffert, who is ridden by Mike Smith and owned by the boss of the Baffert household. Bottle of Rouge has floated up from 9-2 to 7-1.
Yeah, interesting.
So when you look at it, our horse, though, while she's holding her morning line odds, she is the third favorite. It's Explorer, Tommy Joe, and our horse. So you ready to talk about them?
Yeah, sure. Love it.
We got 20 minutes to the race, so let's put it up here and let's go through it. Number one, So first, we got the Breeders' Cup Juvenile fillies. These are the 2-year-olds who will be competing for the big 2-year-old races that will kick off next year, pointing towards Churchill Downs the day before Derby in the race we call the Kentucky Oaks, and then the Black Eye Susan. And so, but 2-year-old fillies, we've got some good ones in here. I think a pretty good crop it's looking like so far, Sean. What do you think?
Oh my God, yes, I think so too.
And
I was looking at this field. And I'm like, we got some real talent in here.
You know what I think I've seen so far, and I was going to say, and why I asked you was that I think the fillies have a little bit more as far as more horses that are looking good, more fillies that look really good so far than what we've seen out of the juvenile division. The juvenile looks really top heavy with 2 or 3 horses right now. So we'll see how that continues to progress.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, but let's go through it here. Number 1, Iron Orchard. Danny Gargan's the trainer, getting Joel Rosario up. This is your Frizette winner. And if you watch the round table, she is 3 for 3. And she has been moving up in distance, going from 5.5 to 6 furlongs. Last time out in the Frizette, that was a mile, although a 1-turn mile. But I don't think the 2 turns is going to be a problem for her. You know, she's an authentic. And when you go back and you watch the Frizette, and this was the thing that I talked about the race, was early on, she's got, when you look at the one hoe, I know a lot of people are afraid of that, but she's got the tactical speed to get out and get position here.
Yes.
And the thing that I love about her race when you go back is that in that race, she broke out and she showed some speed to get into a good position. And then she just kind of relaxed. She relaxed off the pace. I mean, she was 4th early on just by a length. And then she drops back to 6th place, you know, a couple of lengths back. And she just kind of let the pace go on in front of her. The favorite in there was Carmel Coast, and they cut some pretty sharp fractions in that race, and they were moving pretty good, going 22:44, 109. But when she decided to make her move right at the top of the stretch, Sean, she had to tip out, and she was about 4 wide. And she was in the 4 path out there. She had 2 horses in front of her. And then she had another horse that was in the race, Riley Toe, who ended up finishing 2nd in the race. That horse got the rail trip and cut through horses and took the short path.
Right.
Iron Orchard kind of passed that horse. She drew up alongside. It looked like a battle for a second. And as they approached the wire, I think she was really pulling away pretty well.
She was pulling away again. There was another gear. Clearly another gear there.
And that's why I think getting the extra half furlong here, I think she's going to relish it. It's not going to be a problem. I'm not worried about the 2 turns. And I just absolutely love her at 6-1 and 6-1 morning line. And right now we're getting 7-1. So I like it even more. I think she's for real.
Yeah, me too. Me too, for sure.
Bottle of Rouge. Bottle of Rouge for Bob Baffert, and this is the one, again, owned by Jill Baffert, and getting Mike Smith up. This is one who has won her last 2 races, broke her maiden here at Del Mar at 6.5 furlongs, then came back in Del Mar debutante at 7 furlongs, won in that race with Mike Smith. That one was pretty easy. So, and in that race, Sean, she beat Explorer.
Yeah, exactly. And and by a full length too. You know, it wasn't like, you know, she had it under control. So I think this definitely, I mean, big money Mike any day on a Breeders' Cup automatically deserves consideration. Right. You know, I don't, obviously Vino Ross, look at this Bluegrass Cat. This distance, excuse me, should not be a problem at all. You know, and no, she's right there. Exactly.
I agree. And you know, anything Bob Baffert puts out in the Breeders' Cup races, you have to respect, because we all know his record there. So love him or hate him. Somebody called me a Baffert lover in our comments on our round table. And if you've been here long enough, like most people in the chat have, you know that nothing could be further from the truth.
The truth, exactly. Yeah.
That is not true. But look, you got to respect the record, and you, at the end of the day, you got to handicap the horse and not the trainer. But
exactly.
Number 3 is
Jenny and Choa. We got Jenny and Choa. We got Sully. We got John Paley. How are you, bud? Everybody. There will be a live stream tomorrow, John. Yes, there is. Yep.
So, Sean, that was my top pick. I'm going to go through real quick here.
Yep.
Meaning was one for Michael McCarthy here, just broke her maiden last time out. So just getting her second lifetime start. I do think that she is going to have to move forward quite a bit. And there are others with more experience in here that just look better. So keep an eye on this one in the future, but not for me here. Percy's Bar, we all know what happened in the Alcibiades. You know, we were talking about the record of Iron Orchard, coming out of the Frazette. But if you look at the Frazette and the Alcibiades, I think between those two, Sean, they've won the last 6.
Yep. Yes.
So
absolutely.
When you look at this race, you have to respect the two horses coming out of the horses coming out of those races. Sorry about that. But Percy's Bar, you got Luan riding back on this one. And we all know what happened in the stretch there. Percy's Bar and Tommy Joe kind of bumped a little bit. So there was a disqualification of Percy's Bar. Tommy Joe was not getting by this horse. She was not going to win, but she won by disqualification there. So, but Tommy Joe, who a lot of people thought going into that race was the better horse and has the lower odds here, even now on the board. I just think Percy's Bar going this distance to me is a better bet.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I got an interesting note to kind of help people here. This is interesting. See if this comes to fruition here. Tristan, who is Todd Pletcher's assistant up at Saratoga, said that she had been tightening. Let me see if I can see here. She was in heat last race, and she when she ran at Keeneland, she was in heat, but that she should be much better today. And Tristan is his assistant up at Saratoga. So take that for what it's worth there. But he said she was in heat last time and she should perform much better today.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you definitely have to respect the horse and looking at this race, I think that it's a definite fit, but
but
you can't take them all.
No, exactly. Yep.
Hey, Sean.
Here's Tim's long shot special of the year with KK.
No,
exactly. No.
I know you're kidding, but it's just,
I am kidding. Yeah, no. Look, go ahead.
Go ahead, Sean. You want to talk about him for a second? I'm having a computer problem here.
No problem. Yeah, La Villa Lumiere. I mean, give the horse credit. I mean, the first time going around 2 turns at Santa Anita, I mean, came in third, but only by 5 lengths to Explorer and La Wally, and was inside 2 wide, out kick for second, and not that badly. I mean, do I think she's in this level? No, but I'm saying at least to her credit, first time as Eclipse Thoroughbreds, Michael McCarthy, City of Light. They paid $500,000 for her, so clearly someone thought she has talent. I'm not saying she's going to upset the apple cart, but she wasn't that far behind Explorer and La Wally. So if you maybe think of trying to put her in for a try thing, I wouldn't talk you against it. But I'm not on her, but I think at least she ran a decent first time out, around 2 turns.
I agree.
Yeah, she would not be my on top pick or by any means. But if you're trying to get a super or a trifecta, she's not the worst horse to use underneath.
Not at all.
And she's worked out well at Del Mar, 59-2. I like that. So at least she's shown a kind of affinity for it. Then we got. You want me to do a?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
if you will. I'm trying to say something here.
Yeah, no problem. And then we got Laura, the favorite here, Bob Baffert, JJ Hernandez. Where have we heard this before? Out of Blaine, and Blaine, same out of Arch, who is the father of preservation, and what do you call it? And this horse has done nothing wrong so far. Won but it should be really 2 for 2 at Del Mar, but Bala Rouge beat her in that race. I always wonder, Tim, and I always say this, right? You always wonder when there's 2-3 Bob Baffert horses in the race, exactly like Was that their real race, or was that their, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like the let's all get everybody winners kind of, you know? But no, but she only came in second to Bottle Rouge by a length, and then really put away La Wally and the Lamier looked very impressively, just cleared very impressively. So, and she was three deep. That's what I liked about that race. If you like her as a horse, she was three deep and put them away. You know, so that shows talent for a youngster. So she's definitely worthy, I think, of the favorite role.
Now, have we heard, is JJ okay? Because he was tossed off his mount at the start a couple races back.
Oh, he was. Oh, let me see.
Yes.
Let me see. We'll get some information here for us. See what we can do. Hey, Marco, how are you? A little squishy.
Now he's still listed, and the ADWs are good about updating.
Yeah, no, he's okay. Probably fine. Yeah. It's amazing how $1 million races can make you just fit. You know, I say, oh, I'm fine. Let me back up.
So I see a comment here about collarbone. Are we saying that he's got a collarbone issue, or?
Yeah. Let me see. I'll try it. Let me see if I can get my moles on the ground here to see what. See if I can get some information here.
Sean, while you do that, I see in the paddock it looks like.
Riders up!
Love it.
We are right.
You still haven't invited Tim to do that. We need to get that taken care of.
I'm still waiting on my chance.
Exactly. Because the only Riders Up is able to do. Let's see here.
Stand by. The mayor is checking in.
Yeah. All the moles. Hey, Jen, how are you? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So he's been cleared to ride. Yep.
Okay.
He has been officially cleared to ride.
Good deal. Well, they are headed out now. I was waiting to see if they got the post parade. I saw they were riders up in the background. So, oh, I saw it, Formula. I got it ready. Yes, I've already played the short and call drop once. I was talking about how the odds were dropping on horses in the first few races, and it was like every horse that the odds dropped on won in the first 4 races.
Wow.
Sean, I know you rushed home to get on here. Have you had time to pour yourself one of your drinks there at the house?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got my regular drink here. I got what I got? I got a fruit punch, sparkling ice fruit punch. Yep. And just for the Breeders' Cup, I only drink it during the Breeders' Cup. Right? I have Sprite. I very rarely ever drink soda, but it's Breeders' Cup, and I have a little one of those little glasses of Sprite. So
you got to keep the tradition, Sean. Tradition is everything.
There's the Alderman seat. Love it.
So there's Explorer on the track. The next one up after that is Super Corridoro. We didn't talk about John Sadler, Hector Barrios. I think he's got 3 wins already today. Yeah, I know he had 2. I think he has 3 wins. I had to go back and double check that, but he's been riding really well today. So watch anything he's on today because he's hot. And then this seems to be like the wise guy horse all day long. I keep hearing people talk about Lawally. I can't get there. Flavian Pratt. You know, we talked in the last race about how it just seems like he's just been a little bit flat lately.
Yeah.
But he and Irad are really close when it comes to money earned for the year. But lately, I just don't think that he's been riding as hot as we've seen him do in the past. Now, you always have to consider him at Del Mar and in the Breeders' Cup races, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Laura, 9-5, Sean. We're still holding at 7-1 on Iron Orchard, and this will be your race. We'll let you have this race.
Okay.
We're sitting at $88 in the bankroll.
Okay.
with 4 races to go here. Plenty of money.
Yeah, plenty of money. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
We'll have we'll double our bankroll tomorrow. We're gonna play with $200. We talked about it today, and we're gonna have a bankroll of 200 that we're gonna use because we got a lot of races to get through.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. This is, I mean, I love this race and the fact that you really could go like I said when I wrote down 5 deep, you know?
You know, I know they're going really hard on Explorer here, and behind her it gets really muddy. Tommy Joe is second pick, and then you've got 3 horses: Percy's Bar, Bottle of Rouge, and Iron Orchard are all 3 7. Oh, and Super Corridor.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. But all of them
All
are
4 of them
talented.
are 7 to 1. So you've got 2, 1 below 2 to 1 horse, a 7 to 2, and 4 horses at 7 to 1.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even look at their doubles 42, 45, 58, 59, 63. They're all, you know,
Yep.
behind it.
1 to win and an exacta box 1-4. I like that bet.
Yeah, like that a lot.
Especially
Yeah,
the 1 to win.
yeah, like it. Hey, Carol, how are you?
Sean, we're 7 minutes, so you still got a little bit of time, but
Yeah,
the pick 4 coming up. If you're playing a pick 4, again, we don't play horizontals here in the lounge because we like to keep track race to race for our wagers. We do post some tickets, and I may do that tomorrow.
yeah.
But the pick 4 pool, if you're interested, is approaching $1 million.
Wow, that is amazing.
You and me both, Dan. I am also fading Explorer.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, it's the Breeders' Cup, and we see it all the time. And there are lots of great horses, and you can get better prices than 9 to 5 on Explorer.
Yeah.
Chin
And
is, chips
yeah,
in on Percy's Bar.
yeah, yeah.
Alex is going with the 8 to win, Super Corridor.
This is wide open.
They're showing the Frizette right now live. If you're watching the coverage, and you can take a look, you can see. No, I'm sorry. This was Bottle of Rouge. I assumed it was the Frizette because I saw a second ago they were talking to Danny Gargan.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening. I just had it in the background there. Marco likes Tommy Joe. You know,
Yeah.
I'm concerned about Tommy Joe winning the distance because last time out, I don't think that race was what a lot of people were expecting. She had done really well in her 2 races before that, but in the mile and a 16th in the Alcibiades, like we say, she was not getting past Percy's Bar in that race.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
And we come back at a mile and a 16th, as you see.
Yeah. Interesting. Kind of watching the warm-ups here a little bit, trying to get a little of the vibes, if you will, you know.
Absolutely.
That's good there. Yeah. She looks good. Trying to see
We're over $1 million in the pick 4 pool.
That's amazing, huh?
Biggest 2 days of racing of the year.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to put together. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting because you never know, and this is the tricky part, which makes the Breeders' Cup when you're out there. You never know what East Coast horses are going to love it and what horses aren't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Right.
like you can think like, oh, their form's incredible. And then they get out there and they don't like it, or they pull a fierceness and just absolutely win by 6 and they love it, you know? And that's always the interesting thing about it. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm having 2. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. So I'm trying to get
Formula said he's going to take a flyer on Percy's bar here.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly, yeah, and that there's another one who could definitely move up.
3 minutes, Sean.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'm just looking at a little bit of body language right now.
I agree, Marco. That's exactly it. I mean, when you're fading, I think that's what you say to me is fading. It's like I don't like her. We're not saying that. We're just going to fade the horse because we think she's an underlay, and I would totally agree with that. I don't want any part of 9 to 5 in a race like this that looks as competitive as it does. Maybe she's that much better than everyone, and she'll justify that price after the race, but if she wins, then I will not cash my ticket, and we'll just move on to the next one.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So okay, I got my pick. Starting early, we got a lot. I'm just going to go 4 across in the 1, and 7 to 1. I think that's extreme value. For this program, I mean, I could box 5 horses, you know what I'm saying? But we're not, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to, we're not doing that.
Sean, with only 4 left, we've got the money. You just want to make it an even 5 across, or
5 across. Yeah. Because I think for value's sake, I think 7 to 1 just value, is absolute value.
Just the bankroll here.
Definitely the 7 is definitely, looks a little hot on the track, but it must be maybe a hot day. But the seven's a little lathered up there. But she definitely is on her toes for sure. Our 1 is definitely on her toes. Iron Orchard. She is on her toes. And who knows this track better than Joelle does, Joelle's won many, many races here.
My big long shot that I love is in the next race, Sean, and I'm gonna play a little doubling down action. Colin Sheehan would be proud.
There you go.
I'm gonna go doubling down, play a daily double. I'm playing Iron Orchard into my pick in the next race.
Love it.
I agree, Ryan. I think we're getting a heck of a price on that horse. And
yeah, well, that's why I could see 6 different exacta combinations here. I really could, We're all loading in. We're almost all in. Good luck, everybody. And they're off. Whoa. Our horse got off to almost went right down to her knees.
Yeah.
We got the 7 and the 8 battling out there on the outside. The 9 right on the outside in their flank. We got the 2. We got they do the numbers. The 3. Then we got the 5 right on the outside. The 4. We got the 6, and then the 1. You can see them all. Let's see, a half 22 and 2. They are moving for these little ladies are moving. 8. We got the 8 on top here at 8 to 1. The 9 sitting right behind her flank. The favorite sitting right behind her. We got the 3 sitting right on their outside flank. They got the 2 right there. The 4, the 6, the 5, and the 1 is still trailing. 45 and 2 is still a very quick paced race right now.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's no way that she's
No.
going to come from the back of the
No.
You can't
That
close up that
stuff will. I think Joelle's just going to pull her up.
Yeah, the start took her completely out of
Yeah,
the race, and
completely
Joel,
out of the race.
he's
Yeah.
not even asking her for anything.
No.
It's
But the
horrible.
8 is still leading the 8-1, trying to. Alex's pick still out there, 8-1, trying. Yeah, Joelle picked her up.
Yeah,
It's a smart thing to do. And they still trying to, the Baffert horse trying to get in, but the 8 determined on the lead will not let her go down the stretch. The 7-1 final try, and it's too short.
What did I tell you, Hector? Anything Hector is riding today, you got to watch him.
Yeah, well, Hector is only going to be. We're going to see Hector on the East Coast, I think, very soon. And Jenny got the Ocho, and Alex got the Ocho. Alex of the Ocho. Yep. I think a couple of people liked the Ocho, didn't they? I think a couple of people have the Ocho in here.
Yep.
Oh, he changed it. Yeah. Well, the one thing I was worried about, especially with the 7, was she was a little washy. Ran a big race still, but
Well, Alex is like the 7's keyed up and the 8's keyed up. Well, that's your exact, Alex.
They were both keyed up. Sadler and Baffert. I don't think that's the first time that's happened.
I think we've seen that before.
Yeah, I think so.
Sadler and Baffert.
Sadler and Baffert at Del Mar.
Jen get the try and the exacta. Way to go, Jen.
Wait, great job, my friend. 87435. Yeah. Tommy Joe just not. Yeah, no, she just did not fire at all.
I just don't think she wants that distance. I think they need to cut her back.
Yeah.
And Joel just pulled our horse up and they just galloped around the track.
Very smart. Very smart. That start was brutal. I'm sure she's gonna have a few scars after that one.
Yeah, and she didn't even look right when she was running in the beginning. So.
No. And by the way, for all those understanding, right, at Del Mar, there's a lot of horses that have trouble with that one hole. If you're for those fierceness fans, you know what I'm saying? He's not the only one who's had trouble with that one hole at Del Mar. That's a tricky, because you're coming out and you're exactly. So you're right near the rail, and it's an interesting thing there.
I was taking a look now because they're doing the interview. I was trying to see if they showed the one at all to make sure she was okay, because I didn't even see her cross the finish.
Yeah, no, I think Joelle just wow, 107 exactly. Great job. Yeah, no, Hector is one talented young rider for sure. He will be going a long way.
He is having a day.
Always been extremely talented. He just rode a Ammerman horse the other day. I think she may be running today, and he rode her to absolute perfection. Yeah, you could tell she would. She could tell she was not in the right frame of mind. But Joel did the right thing. Joel just let her gallop. He wasn't really ever asking her for anything.
No,
Never.
You could tell.
No. Yeah, he was, and he did the absolute right smart thing too. I'm not ever. That was absolutely the right thing. He just let her gallop around the track. So I should get something for that. First race, win. Second race, last. Like this would be like a first last daily double. That would be. You should get something for that.
You get something, all right, Sean.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. A lot of booze. Let's try it. It's gonna pay nice.
Yeah, I think it will.
Yeah, this is gonna pay very nice. Yeah, now that I agree. Now in this next race, is the next race? Maybe it's the next one. Well, obviously we'll get to it, but what do you call it? We're over here. And now that Precise is out, that makes that race a whole bunch different, And by the way, as I said this, Tim, is interesting. I'll kind of say this again. I kind of said it on the live stream, right? Watch the horses that are coming out of Woodbine. So far, we're 1 for 1. That doesn't mean that the rest of them are going to run, but I'm just saying that inner turf up at Woodbine is just like Del Mar. So
Right.
if you run well on and they're two different turf courses, so maybe you may not like the surface, but that kind of the tight corner thing,
Right, the tight turns.
Yeah, if you run well on that, your chances are you're going to run well on the Del Mar turf, So, yeah, the one stall so far is it's like the Aston Voyage curse there with the one.
It has been so far, and you've got another horse here in the one hole that a lot of people like. So.
Yeah, exactly. So that's interesting. Just something to keep an eye on if you're.
But the biggest news of this next race here, and there you have the official results. So it is 874, the exacta $29.40 for $1, the 50-cent try, and it goes off screen right as I said that. Wait for it to come back up here.
The 50-cent try, 101.35.
Yes,
not bad. Super effective.
Not bad at all.
196 for the super for 10 cents. And that was playable.
Sean, are you on Notable Speech tomorrow?
Oh yeah. Yes, I am. Definitely. Yes. We are on Notable Speech tomorrow. I think that is a definite. Yeah. No, I think big time effort. Let me go on here. Yeah, I definitely think Notable Speech got a big. I think all the Will Be horses tomorrow have a legitimate chance. Notice he scratched his 2-year-old there, but I think he could have a big day tomorrow. Everyone loves Aiden O'Brien, and rightfully so, but they sometimes forget Charlie.
Yeah, exactly. And you put Charlie and Buick together, you got a winning formula. And I do actually have Notable Speech on top of the race.
Yeah, me too.
I've got another horse I really like in there that I haven't heard enough people talking about, and that's the 11 Rhetorical. I love that horse in that race.
Yeah, which race is that for tomorrow now?
That's the mile race 10.
Race 10, yeah.
The Breeders' Cup Mile.
Sure. Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, race 10, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I love this horse. And even if you look at what I liked about Notable Speech too, when I'm trying to beat Johannes, right? If you look last year, right, both Johannes and Moira, who and More Than Looks, More Than Looks, that was just a monster effort by More Than Looks. You know what I'm saying? But he had the clear path, and Notable Speech and Johannes had a clear path. Notable Speech did not. You know what I'm saying? But and he still came flying for third, just behind those two. If he can get the right straight path, I think he's going to be really tough, and I think he can definitely take down Johannes.
Yes, I'm totally against that horse tomorrow.
Yeah.
I do
If he
not
beats
like
me, I tip my cap.
yes. But speaking of mile races on the
Yes.
turf, Sean, up
Yes.
next is the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf for 2-year-olds.
Love it. Should we go over the fields?
Let's do it. I'll pull
Let's
that up
do it.
here.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm looking at Saturday. What am I doing?
And I will get to. Do you want to talk about it and give me what you like, and then that way I'll save a little suspense for my pick that I like in here. I like a horse at a price.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I am a big fan of Time to Dream. I think this horse is if you look at this horse, Rapoli and Pletcher, right? It's two looks so impressive, very professional off the heels, and up at Saratoga. I was actually there for that race, and I was very impressed by this horse. And then stepped up to the PG Johnson, just won. So it was bumped at the start, but for a young horse, didn't seem phased at all. Irad kind of brought it to the back, and then he kind of waited and just pounced on that field. And then even last time, first time at Keeneland in the Jasmine, she was really brushed, in the sixth path. She was really bothered again, but again, she didn't. It didn't most that would phase most 2-year-olds, but she did not get phased, and she came on again, and only lost by a length. She was flying. So I just think this horse is the real deal. 750,000 Mike paid for this filly. So clearly, he thought that they've always thought this filly has tremendous talent. So I thought she's extreme value here, and especially with Precise out now, definitely in my mind the one to beat. You want me second and third, or you?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Second horse is kind of a little bit of a long shot pick, if you will, here. And again, I don't think the rail's as bad as the on the turf as it is on the dirt, but Ultimate Love, Michael Trombetta and Johnny Velasquez, 33% together. This horse is 3 for 3. Obviously he hasn't been running like the against these horses that this type. She's gonna have to step up. But what I like about her, 81 and 80, not bad buyers. I know she's running at Laurel, but Trombetta really knows. I mean, how many Trombetta horses have you seen, Tim, this year just come out of these stakes races and just run monster race after monster race? He's had a fabulous year with his turf horses. So I thought, just for an upset, I was looking at this field, and I thought the one for Live Oak could definitely be a kind of a under the radar pick here, definitely in the try. And my third pick was Imagination the Lady. I mean, anything Brendan Walsh sends out, he could send out like a donkey right now, and you'd have to at least consider it. He's doing so well. He's got Frankie Dettori on. I mean, this horse won his maiden very impressively at Kentucky Downs, and then takes on Grade 2, and just got up right in time, but very impressive, especially coming off that Kentucky Downs form there. So 2 for 2. So hasn't done anything wrong. So I was in order 9, 1, and 3. Hey, Felipe.
What's up, Felipe? Welcome in. All right. So I agree with you on the one. I have the one as my second pick, Ultimate Love. I mean, so far she's done nothing wrong. She's 3 for 3. The one thing that is always a concern, she broke her maiden at Colonial, then she goes up to Laurel, and she won 2 good races up there. But when you get the Maryland shippers in here, you always have to worry about the form and the ship and everything, and how well it all translates out to the West Coast, right? but she's definitely one that, based on the numbers, you have to consider. And she gets Johnny V. I mean, I think he knows his way around a Breeders' Cup race.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
You know, so I think he's only behind Mike Smith in Breeders' Cup wins. So always right there, and that is my second pick. My third pick is one that you didn't mention here. I like the 5 Final Accord. Mark Cassie. You got a Cassie Woodbine horse here, Sean, and you didn't even talk about her.
No, she's my fourth pick. Yeah,
So she broke her maiden there at Woodbine, on the inner, and then she goes up to Belmont at Aqueduct, and she wins the Grade 3 matron up there.
Yeah,
and that was a decent field, and she goes up there and ran a good race up there, and then she comes out here, on about 4 weeks rest, and looks like this should be a decent field for her to continue to move forward a little bit. I think the numbers say that she's a fit as well. She gets Jose up. She's had Pietro and Junior, and now she gets Jose. And when Mark Cassie puts up Jose, I kind of keep my eye on those horses, because overall this year those two hit at about 23%. You would be just ahead on the ROI if you bet every one of them. So now my long shot pick of the day.
Yes.
So when you look at the odds, this horse was 20-1 on the morning line, currently sitting at 12-1 at the top of the screen right now. Switch in Love. Yeah. Switch in Love for Japan. And here's the thing, you can see in the notes right here. But the one thing is, where it talks about Love Only You, this is the same ownership group and connections. And also you look at the trainer and jockey. This is the Forever Young connections as well. This horse looked pretty decent in breaking her maiden. There was a lot of talk about how she went in to her last race, and you could see the odds were the same, but she doesn't have the asterisk. She wasn't the favorite in that race, and she did have speed early on and just get clipped later on. And people are wondering whether or not this horse that beat her is anyone to consider, and whether or not that it's just she's beaten by a bad horse, so it takes a lot away from her. But listen, when the Japanese bring a 2-year-old, Sean, I pay attention. The Japanese, we all know, we've seen this before, and a lot of people, they play against the Japanese in the 3-year-old races and a lot of different things, and I actually understand that. And a lot of times they come over for the Breeders' Cup races, like today, like tomorrow with Forever Young in the Classic, and they bring their older horses that are doing well. But the one thing that the Japanese don't typically do is bring over their 2-year-olds. Okay, so if they're bringing her over here, I think it's because they think she has a really good chance. And the one thing I'm hearing from people on the track out there is that she has looked incredible on the track. And that she's really moving well. She looks good. She looks really professional. And there's just something about this horse that when I was doing this and I watched those races, I had to do a lot of searching and do my best Japanese to understand the race call. But I did watch the races back, and I get the concern with the last one and everything. But I'm willing to say that they brought her here because they think she has a really good chance. So I'm going to give her a shot. Look, I'm going to play her on top, but I'm going to play her in a way, and I'll do it here in this race, and we'll see that here in a second. But I am going to want to make sure that I've got coverage in case she wins, but I want her underneath at this price as well, because I think she hits the board. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
I love her. I really do. The Japanese just bringing a 2-year-old over, I think it says something. And the connections, and the other thing that I didn't mention, Sean, when you look at her breeding here, Contrail, she's sired by Contrail out of a Galileo mare. And I saw a stat this week, and I wish I remembered who it was, and I could give them credit. But I saw somebody do a post that Contrail Galileo crosses at the Breeders' Cup are like 6 for 8, 6 wins out of 8.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep. And our friend Paul said he is also on the 6. I saw your comment, Paul, and I was just waiting to mention that. But I saw earlier when you said you were gonna make a wager on this one and then just kind of watch for the rest of it. And
Yeah.
but and time to dream, Sean, would be my 4th pick in here. I'm just playing against this one a little bit, and let me pull it back up here to the top. Is that the thing that bothers me is that she comes from way back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody over the 2 days of Del Mar so far have been able to close from way back. Not for a win, maybe underneath. And the other thing was, I think with her numbers, I just think that she has to step forward a little bit to be able to win. And you know, she lost to 2 of these horses in the Jessamine there at Keeneland, and those are horses that I think less of. So I just thought that it was a good spot to play against the favorite there. I thought that she would be taking a lot of money, and I'm just gonna take a position against her. I think going forward, especially as we stretch out a little longer, she may even want a little more distance.
Yeah.
But she's a not this time out of a Street Sense mare, so we know she can get the distance. And the not this times just continue to just like crush it. I think.
Oh my God, they're doing amazing. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But we'll take a look here. We'll continue to watch the horses, and we got 17 minutes, so we got a lot of time. But we'll see what they look like in the paddock. I want to see the 6 horse when she hits the track. But I've heard nothing but good things about how good she looks out there at Del Mar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And you know, I thought it was encouraging as well. Off a 20-1 morning line, she opened up at 10-1.
Yeah.
And even now she's 12-1. So that's a pretty big correction.
Now, Tim, this is amazing to me. See what you think of this, right? If I'm looking at my facts correctly here, right? Look how much lower the double is for the 1 Trombetta and Johnny V than anybody else. That's some serious money.
Yeah, even if you're looking at your favorite, it's a almost half of that, just a little more than half.
Yeah, exactly.
And actually, the 9, who is the favorite, wouldn't even be the second favorite in the double. It's the 5 that I really like.
Yeah, and look at the pick. Look at the pick 3.
Yeah,
she's lower. She's low by a substantial margin.
Yeah.
So the ultimate love fans have shown.
Yeah, I definitely think she's got a real shot. She is my second pick, and like I said, the 6, even though I like the 6, and there's a lot of things making me pick the 6, it is my long shot play and a little bit of a hunch play here.
Yeah.
And you know, as I said, I want to have the horse on top, but I also want to have the horse underneath of the other horses I like in case I'm right about her and we get a 13-1, you know, in the vertical exotics. And we get the other horses that I like on top. I can't be right about the horses and not cash a ticket here.
No. Right.
From the Candy Trail, calling out with his kids.
Hey, Colin. Happy Halloween, buddy.
Sean.
Fabulous. They have fabulous costumes, by the way, folks. Kudos to Colin and his wife. Those are fabulous costumes.
Yes, the whole family is the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. And a mighty good job, I must say. The one looks good in this stall. She just standing there, calm as can be. 7-2 right now. Here's Michael Trombetta is actually being interviewed right now.
There he is.
And we'll ask the question now with 14 minutes to go. Looking a little bit for tomorrow, is there any horse tomorrow on Saturday's card that you think is a standout? That single, and it doesn't have to be like a favorite. And if you like, there's somebody that you believe in, say, is there a horse tomorrow that you say, this horse is going to win the race? Hey, Hot Rod. How are you, my friend?
For me, you know who it is. I mentioned it in the round table.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll just go ahead and say it now, and everybody just drop your horse in there if you have a thought for Sean's question there. But I will give you who mine is, and I'm trying to pull up the race here, but
sure, yeah. We got Hot Rod saying Nisos, Nisos, Nisos. We got right at the wire saying Alex saying Solon.
So yes, tomorrow, race 11, the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. I am on the number 3 Hot Rod, Nisos.
Yeah.
I think Nisos to me was the pick of the 2 days. And this is the horse that somebody in the round table chat said I was just a Bob Baffert homer because horse hasn't run since July and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And listen, here's the thing about Nisos. I get that Nisos has had problems, right? I understand that Nisos has had problems, but early on, this was a horse that you heard all the rumblings after this horse went 2 for 2 in the 2-year-old year as the horse came out and won the Robert B. Lewis, starting off the 24 Derby Trail, and it was like this horse is the real deal, and then went on the shelf for over a year, right, and then came back in the Churchill Downs and finished beating a neck to Mind Frame.
Exactly.
That neck, Sean, separates this horse from being 6 for 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So look, he's just done nothing wrong. I get that there are questions, but when he's on the track, I don't think Bob Baffert puts him on the track if he's not ready.
Not at all.
Because they just haven't. I mean, the over a year shows you they're not going to do that. But if he's racing, I just think that he's an incredible animal, and he's got issues. That's not what I'm saying. But if he's on the track, he's just special enough to where he's going to win.
Yeah. No doubt. He is definitely the horse to beat, bar none.
He was my best bet of the 2 days. And somebody was saying, well, he hasn't run since July. Sean, lay off with this horse is not a problem.
Yeah, right. Is it not at all?
He laid off for over a year.
Jay Worm's got my lady, and it'd be interesting to see how she handles the track. But Clico, remember, I love this horse. I think she's getting better and better.
I've definitely got her underneath. I think she's a competitor.
I
don't have her on top, but I definitely like her.
Yeah. But she's a fascinating one. I will definitely be betting some to win in place on her for sure. That's our friend Dave Anderson who owns that, and she's a talented one. I watched her at Parks, and she ran a good race.
There's Infinite Sky on the track, Sean. I'm watching the post parade.
Yes.
That's the Godolphin horse. There's number 5 Final Accord for Mark Casse with Jose up. And here he comes. They're coming up next, number 6.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that horse, Sean.
Oh, looking so good. Wow. She looks like a professional.
I'm telling you, that's all I've heard from people is how strong she looks and how good she looks. And it's just like, I'm taking a shot.
Absolutely. Why not? She looks fantastic. Brave Deb.
I think this is definitely a spot.
Time to Dream looks fantastic. The 10 coming up here, Valentina, Donato O'Brien. So we got a Joseph O'Brien horse here, a Donato O'Brien horse. We got everybody. What's amazing about him, which is interesting, is that for those people that don't know, Joseph O'Brien is the older sibling of Aidan O'Brien, and Donato is his little brother. They both rode for him, and they are both over 6 feet. Isn't that amazing? Tim, they're both they're 6'1" and 6 feet, which was just unheard of in riding. They both won Group 1 levels with Judaka. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, with 6 feet and 6'1". Two tall Group 1 winners.
All right. Race 8 coming up. 2 more after this one.
Yeah, all looking good on the track, by the way. All looking nice on the track. Juddmonte is due to upset. Hey, if anyone can do it, it's Juddmonte. Haven't been too many Juddmonte horses I've seen that don't look great. And thank you to everybody who's joining us tonight. So appreciate having you with us tonight.
All right, Jen. We have 8 minutos to race number 8. We got 8's wild here, so let's go ahead and do this and put this in now. All right, Sean. So in this race, I'm still playing my 6.
Yeah.
Can't go with the 8 here, but it is race 8, and I've got a pick here.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna play my 6. I'm gonna key my 6 in an exacta key box. So on top and underneath of the 1, 4, 5, and 9.
Yeah.
So that's a $16 play.
Love it.
Take that out of the bankroll.
And the price is definitely right. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, when I was looking at the 6 stuff, I hadn't even, found out all the stuff about what people were seeing on the track. And then as I started, really looking at everything else after I went through the PPs, I just kept hearing comments and reading comments and hearing people say how good this 6 looks out at Del Mar. So let's see if we can get this one home.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great.
This will be a big one. Oh, look at that. A little double kick while running the 10 horse. So
good. We're feeling good.
Valentina, that horse was like running like at a full gallop and then just kicked both legs out the back.
Yeah, exactly. Huh?
That is the O'Brien with Oisin Murphy.
This is a fascinating race to me. Anyone who's singled in this race, God bless you.
Yes,
and that's what I say. Huh?
And you know what made it tough? The scratch of Precise in here made
it absolutely wide open.
Completely open this race up.
Wide open. Yeah. Wide open. Yeah. Wide open. Even got a Godolphin horse in here. We got so many. Some truly beautiful, beautiful animals.
The 1 is really taking some late money here, Sean. As the Will Pays kind of told us, this is the horse that
this really is definitely the horse people. Yeah, even the lady's got the 1. She just said, "Yep."
Trick-or-treaters at the door again.
Yeah, there you go.
The dog's barking like crazy.
Scottish Lassie was scratched. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Abreu's going to be bummed for sure. He loves that horse. Curtis says Forever Young. Hey, I can't argue. You know, if you like Forever Young, you know,
a lot of people have like moved over to Forever Young from Sovereignty
yeah, and I can't blame
as now being the horse that benefits the most.
Yeah, and all my friends, all my photographer friends have said he's just looked absolutely fabulous since he's come over. It's even more poised than last year. He's another one that's just got to get out of the starting gate. Last year he lost it right at the gate there, where he was way behind everybody. Alex, yeah, thinks the Saudi Cup took too much out of him. Yeah, could be.
3 minutes left. I think I'm gonna drop a little pick 3 in here for myself, Sean, while I'm doing this.
Love it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, next we got the juvenile coming up next, and then we finish up with a race where I've got a horse that I think is really a lock, and then I've got a long shot that I like in there, so I'm going to cover both of those in a pick 3.
Okay. Field coming onto the track. One of my biggest Breeders' Cup wins ever was on the Live Oak horse, which the one is a horse named Miesque's Approval for Marty Wilson. Won at 36-1. And I had him. Him and my buddy Core Division. Bombs away. James White has got win place and show on the 8 Brave Deb. Jenny Mack. Hey, Jenny. How are you? Happy Breeders' Cup Day, my friend. Delmont race 8 exacta box 3, 4, 6, 12. Win on the 4 and the 12 and win in place in the 6. Good luck, Jenny.
What's up, Todd? Why you got a deposit, Todd? Because I've got a huge opinion in here. I could be way wrong, but this is the kind of one to where if you hit it like a day maker.
Oh yeah, absolutely, a weekend maker.
Yeah, for sure,
a weekend maker. They're now arriving at the gate. That turf course looks beautiful, by the way. Kudos to the people out there. Chad Brown has won the juvenile fillies turf 6 times. That's amazing.
Here we go, loading up.
These are always the Americans' best shots because the 2-year-old fillies in Europe don't develop as fast as the Americans.
And I don't think they really develop them in their system that way. That Sean, and that's why.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then they come back.
I just kind of said it for those that didn't understand.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then they come back as 3-year-olds and thump.
Which again is one of the reasons that I find it interesting that the Japanese bring one in here because they're a little different.
Yeah. They're all on the gate and they're off.
Nice even break from the far outside. The 12 took a left-hand turn. From the middle of the track, the 6 horse.
That's your 6 down to 8-1.
took late money.
Yeah, it took late money.
From 13 to 1 to 8 to 1.
Yeah, the Japanese
Run
horse thing.
around the track and just run away from them. Let's go. Just don't stop.
22-1. Ooh. But she looks like she's running very, very easily. Yeah.
I agree. She looks in hand. Hands aren't moving.
Oh, no, not at all.
So again, we got the 6. She's up by about 2 lengths over the 7. Just it's another length and a half back. You've got the 5 on the rail, and the 8 is outside that one. Another length back to the 11. 1 down on the rail, 3 outside that one. Then it's the 10. The 9, who was your favorite, is starting to get into gear. The 1 is buried down on the rail, who was your favorite. The 6 is starting to lose a little bit of momentum here. Let's hope she has something left for the stretch here. But she looks to be out of gas. Hope 11 up front right now. The 10's looking for room down on the inside. You got a trio of horses behind that one, but look at the 10 just drawing away from them here. The 12 going to get up for second. 10, 12, 11.
Wow.
Valentina, the one we talked about, the O'Brien.
Yeah, that is Murphy. Yeah. Younger brother 1, older brother 0. Couldn't be more impressive.
And, you know, it takes a lot of money to move those odds like that at the last minute when there's 1.6 million in the pool. I mean, the 6 horse ended up taking more money to win than the 5 horse. So had lots of speed early on, did not pan out.
No, but that was very impressive.
And it's like all long shots.
If you have Jenny Max says, don't flush your money down forever young. Got it. Who got the place? That was a 12, I think, right? 12 got the place?
I think the 12 got up. It's 10, 11, and 12. I think the 12 noses him out.
Yeah.
It's 10, 11, and 12. So Sean, it's 20 to 1 over 24 and 14 to 1, whichever one gets the
wow.
So the 7 was the longest shot on the board at 60 to 1, but the next 2, the 10 and the 11, are right there for the win.
Wow.
Craziness in that race right there.
Yep.
And the 1 never really did anything.
No. 1 didn't even lift the hoof.
Alex, are you kidding? Alex says he has the exacta.
Wow. Great job, Alex. Amazing. Told you too many dads like that 6. Wow, what a hit. Nice job, Alex. That's crazy. Crazy good. Had the box the heroes with the 3 after the 13 scratch. Yeah. That was a great hit. The what do you call it? The 9 was making a big move, and she got absolutely just stopped right on the outside there by one of the horses kind of cut in front of her, and she just completely lost all momentum. She was making a big move on the outside there. This is going to pay telephone number. pictures. Wow, there you go. Nice job, Jenny. Bring you home. Yeah, does that exactly seem a little light to you, Tim? No, I think you're on mute. I think Tim's on mute.
Oh yeah, I'm muted because my dog was going crazy at the door.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, no, it's definitely light. But when you look at the odds, it just makes little sense. But it just means that it
Yeah.
had to be hit heavy. You know
Yeah.
you know what it really means, Sean?
What's that? Exactly.
Just scaring the kids, running the kids off the track. It's the attack of the cause.
Exactly. On Halloween, no less, you know?
Yeah.
The cowbirds coming in on Halloween to ruin everything, taking all their candy. Unbelievable.
That's all right, Sean. We still got 2 races. This
Yes,
is where
we do.
this is where we normally work our magic.
This is where we exactly.
I've hit the last race trifecta in 2 straight lounges. We'll just have to do that again.
Amen. Absolutely. And this is a great thing too about the 2-year-olds. You know, so you just have no, you know.
I think you will, Alex. And if you don't want to take it, Alex, I'll take it. Just send it to me.
You just send it to Tim. Exactly.
You know, this is one thing, and I meant to say this early on. You know, we didn't have a lot of races today. We were only here for 6 through 10 for the juvenile races, all of the, you know, the 2-year-old races. And
yeah,
you have to take these races and like approach them lightly and just not go crazy with your bankroll because it's just like there's no proven oddities and there are definite opportunities tomorrow with horses that I think you have a better opportunity of handicapping. So
yeah,
save your money.
Yeah. No, I said that even on the live when we were doing our.
I was going to buy me a drink at Keeneland with this one.
Oh, there you go. Double the 6, 7, 8. Okay, Jenny, bring it home, man. That'd be awesome.
So coming up in the 9th race, as they're finishing up there in the 8th, we got about 30 minutes. So as we get ready for that one, we do have a couple of scratches in here. The 2 blackout time is scratched, as is the number 5 Civil Liberty. And I think the scratch of the 2 is pretty significant.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more.
Alex, you're about to find out.
Want to know what y'all feel about Intrepido? Well, he ran fabulous in that last race. Obviously, he's in the 1 hole, so this is a little bit worried, especially for a 2-year-old baby to be on the inside. The way these races have gone so far is not. I wouldn't be thrilled if I was single to him. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the way the rail horses have, especially for the babies, but ran a very impressive last race. I think you'd agree, Tim.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's right in there. I don't like his post. As one thing I wrote even before today. I did not like his post. That's for a 2-year-old to be breaking from the 1 pole, as we even saw last year. Remember with our boy Tim, what's his name? East Dev. You know, it's a tough for 2-year-olds. It's a tough place to break from the 1 hole. You know, so I know Hector's on an amazing run today, but that's not the post I want to be in right now with a 2-year-old. I think yeah. Yeah. Who did? I'll read the conditions here, Tim.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Race 9, mile and 16th. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile purse $2 million for Colts and Geldings 2-year-olds. And the next possible winner of the Kentucky Derby. And this is my race, Ben?
Yeah, it is yours. So in this race, Sean, back when we did the round table, I had an opinion, and I was talking about this race, and I was talking about how as much as I like Ted Nafi, I was Bob Baffert, his record here in the Breeders' Cup, Brant being a homer, having 2 wins over the track in 2 races so far, that I thought Brant was well positioned here, but I've actually changed that opinion. And I did it before just now. I've been thinking about this all day and looking at it, and the Baffert horses still continue to underperform at all levels right now.
Yeah.
And Flavian, we've talked about him. He just seems to be in a bit of a rut. And I'm not on Ted Nafi out here.
Yeah.
I like Ted Nafi more than Brant as a prospect going into the Triple Crown races and the Prep Stakes. Let me say that. But Alex was asking what I think about Intrepido, so I'm going to say that's my favorite.
Yeah.
To win. And Jeff Mullins won earlier today in the card. We've already talked about Hector having a really good day. And when you just combine all of those things, Mullins's barn has just been on fire lately.
It has. Yes, it has.
And
been,
his horses are just performing race in and race out. And as a result of all of that, I think I'm going to take him to win and get behind him, and I'm gonna try to back him in a big way and see what can happen in here. But that was earlier today. I think it was it Queen Maxima? Was that his horse?
Yeah.
In race 4. But it's just his barn lately just can't seem to send out any horses that aren't just like running really well. So I'm gonna go with Intrepido in here, and to me, I would be Intrepido over Ted Nafi and then Brant.
Yeah.
So not sexy from a trifecta perspective, but the 2 horses underneath of Intrepido are definitely going to be your 2 favorites. But that's the way that I see it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Sully, I changed my mind a lot. and usually I come back to regret it. Normally, every time I change my mind and when I'm handicapping, the original thought comes out to be a winner. And this will be what happens here. So for everybody else out there, what I'm telling you is you should bet Brant. But I do think, Sean, when you look at everybody else, I get that they're 2-year-olds. I get that you can look at some other horses in here and make a little bit of a case. But to be completely honest, I think those 3 horses are quite a bit better than everybody else.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I'm with you on that for sure. For sure.
Brant's the only one that has a triple-digit speed figure in here. Nafi's been knocking on the door.
Yeah. What did I hear? I heard again. For what it's worth, let me see here. Let me see.
You got to remember, there's been a lot of buzz around Brant from the beginning. He's a Bob Baffert for Zidane Racing Stables. Those are the connections that typically give us some of the best Baffert horses in their 3-year-old year, and they paid $3 million for this colt.
Wow. Crazy, huh? This is interesting.
Befford does know how to win the juvenile.
He definitely does. And impressive.
True. That they did.
Curtis has got a try box 1678. Let's see. This is interesting. Yeah, this is definitely interesting. See here. So we got 5-2 on Brandt, 4-5 on Ted Noffey. I had a note earlier here. Let me see here if I can find it. He was having something with his shoes. Let me see here. Very interesting here.
You know, real quick, Uncle Sully, while you're doing that, Sean, Uncle Sully
Yeah.
was asking what the read is on the 4. I was high on Comport going into the Iroquois.
Yeah.
And I was not impressed with that race at all. And that was a 1-turn mile, and now they're going 2 turns. It is possible that that he moves forward a little bit on the 2 turns, but he's definitely going to be forwardly placed. Tyler stays aboard him. I just wonder if he's good enough. He hasn't shown he's good enough yet. Let's put it that way. He hasn't shown anything that would compete with the best in this race. As a matter of fact, I'll go one further. If I'm looking, you know, the 3 horses I mentioned, and then the only 2 that I haven't outside the 4, the 3 and the 6, I would put the 4 last, honestly.
Yeah.
After the top 3, I would go Litmus Test, Mr. AP, and then Comport.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a fascinating race.
Colin said he needs Ted for $600.
Yeah. So goodbye, Ted. That would be amazing, Colin. I hope you win that. Oh, absolutely. Well, let's see here. Yeah, this is an interesting. Yeah, and if you look too, even which is interesting, is that the 1 really did handle the track, you know, 2 back, you know. So the 1 does like the track.
You know, Alex, I came into the weekend thinking that, and I'm starting to wonder. Starting to wonder a little bit. Still got 20 minutes to the juvenile, Sean, so we got lots of time. Right now, the 8 Ted Noffey is 4-5. You've got Brandt at 8-5. Intrepido is 5-1. Mr. AP is 22-1. Litmus Test is 26-1, and Comport is 27-1.
Okay. Someone texted me earlier saying that Ted Noffey this morning was having trouble with his shoes. So take that for what it's worth, but you hear a lot of things, folks. So
well, just to give you one more data point, Sean, if we're looking at the will pays in here, it is Ted Noffey in the double. Yep. And in the pick 3, Ted Noffey, then Brandt, and then Intrepido. I almost don't want to bet against, you know, as good as Intrepido is as a horse and Jeff Mullins is as a trainer. I don't want to bet against Hector right now the way the guy's riding.
Yeah, no, exactly. All right. We have 19 minutes to go. Yep. Now, it's interesting when you look at this race, and I'm kind of looking to see what we're doing here. It's interesting. Yeah. The interesting horse to me in this race is Litmus Test. You know, I mean, when you figure this horse is first time around 2 turns, lost to Blackout Time and Nafi, but not that bad. You know, by 5 lengths. You know, owned by the mega guys, the Starlight and SF. So interesting. Yeah, and Baffert sees fit to run Litmus Test against Brandt. You know, often
Right.
I say that when the big trainers, how many times have I won this when the other Todd Pletcher comes out? You know, when Todd Pletcher runs 2 horses in a stakes race, often the other one runs right behind the big one often wins, but the second one's not far behind him. You know.
Right.
The fact that Baffert puts this horse in, at least he thinks, hey, I got a chance on my track, you know?
You know, the thing that kind of concerns me a little bit about Litmus Test is if you look, I mean, he came from just off the pace at 5.5 furlongs in his maiden special weight win, but then at 7 furlongs in the Del Mar Futurity where he lost to Brandt, he was close up early on and then, you know, kind of faded towards the end in 7 furlongs. And then at 1.1 miles in Keeneland in the Breeders' Futurity there that Ted Nafi won, he was on the lead there and again faded late at 1.1 miles. So coming back at 1.1 miles, I just wonder, you know, is this a 1-turn mile horse?
Yeah, no, and that's the same thing. Yeah,
And how many times do we say that about Baffert horses?
Yeah, but not many. Yeah. Curtis is asking, does the jockey change improve journalism's chances? Okay, I'm going to answer this twofold. Yes and no. And what I mean by this is, yes, I think Jose Ortiz on the dirt is a better dirt rider than Umberto is, right? No, I think journalism's best days, at least this year, I think the Triple Crown took so much out of him that I don't think he's in my top tier of. I think he's a very talented horse. I just think that Triple Crown run of going all 3 races has just taken a little steam out of him, and I just don't think he's in this group of. I mean, that was Fierceness really handed it to him, you know.
Yeah.
So
and I'll add one more thing to that, Sean, and that is I think there were a couple of races that journalism had that Umberto didn't give him the best ride and put him in a bad position. But if you go back and you watch the races, the races to where Umberto kind of got him in trouble, he won anyway. You know, he won because the horse was good enough. And I do think that putting Jose on him, Jose's a better rider. I mean, we can all agree on that. Jose's a better rider. But does it really improve journalism enough to where even if he was at his best, he competes in that race? No, I don't think Jose on journalism's best day improves him enough to compete with Sovereignty.
Right. I agree. No.
And nor the rest of that field. I just don't think that the horse is good enough. And I completely agree with Sean that he's done for the year. He's spent.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that they're running here.
Me too. Yeah, I thought he'd go for the mile or not run at all. You know, and but the fact that he's here to me is a little shock. I would have given him some time off, but they know better.
Still lots of time, Sean. We're 15 minutes to the juvenile.
Yeah.
Get the peek at who is probably potentially going to go in to the new year with the Derby favorite in the first early betting wager pools.
All right, Tim, I've got my bet.
All right. Caught me off guard, Sean.
$, right, with 2 races to go.
Yes, we got plenty. Lots.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a $4 try box 178. Let's see if Intrepido can split those 2.
There we go. That'd be a $24 wager.
Not one of these will win the Derby, Alex says. Yeah, that could happen. Exactly.
We see it a lot.
Yep. I wonder, since Celebrity Scratch second guess the switch. I don't think it had anything to do with the switch. Yeah. Yeah, no. The journalism still go get him, Ryan. I don't think the switch has anything to do with James. I just think the horses just. I think the owners wanted to change, which I can see why, but I don't think the switch has anything to do with.
I will say this. I know Alex was talking about that the Kentucky Derby winner's not in this field. Even if I'm going to go out on a limb, even if Ted Naffy wins this race, there may be one horse who shows up in the early wagering pools ahead of him. 20 length winner.
Yep.
Kentucky at Keeneland.
Yep.
Further ado.
Yep.
That was impressive. When I was at Keeneland both days, and got to see Ted Naffy there, but that I was impressed. I think Ted Naffy's the real deal. But Further Ado, that was super impressive.
Yep. I exactly what you said, Ryan, is exactly what Jimmy Jerkins always said to me when he said, never, ever do a big change
in a big race.
Or a big race. He said it never. I remember when Wicked Strong won the Jim Dandy over Tonalist and almost beat V.E. Day in the Travers, right? Jimmy tried first time blinkers for Wicked Strong in the Jim Dandy because he said, I'm going to try it now because if it works, great. If not, I know not to do it for the Travers, and it worked, luckily. But as he said, he did it in Jim Dandy, not the Travers, because he said, you have to try it. But the big races, changes for a big race, he said, are always terrible. They never work out. If you ever seen Brad Cox, right? Interesting. I'd love to see the stats on this. When Brad Cox stays to a schedule, his horses really run well. When he calls audibles, right, and they go off their schedule, they don't run nearly as well. So that's an interesting thing that the schedule is a very important thing, and to do changes like that for a big race is something I'm never a fan of.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I say there's sometimes you have to make changes, right?
You have to. Yeah, like Brian Hernandez going out, you have to get a new rider. That's not your call, exactly. But she agrees too, exactly. Thank you. She's been on my side a couple of times tonight.
Horses are on the track for the juvenile. 10 minutes left.
10 minutes left.
Still have the 8 at 4 to 5. Brandt is 9 to 5. And the 1 is 5 to 1.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody joining us again tonight.
Just trying to get an idea, Sean, for the trifectas right now in the exacta pool. 8-7 is about 4 to 1. And 7-8 is...
Tim, you started to write Jenny's dogs bark because they heard your dogs bark. That's awesome. Trendsetters.
They're saying hello to each other, Jen.
Exactly. That's great. Fantastic.
She does not like trick-or-treaters.
I love it.
I mean, she's friendly and everything, the kid, but put a mask on them, and it's just like she's a barking machine.
Curtis love is back. There you go. Yeah. Good luck, my friend. You like Ted Navi as much as you like the Japanese horse. Who's that? Me or you?
Well, I was the one that loved the Japanese horse. You know, as far as going forward, yes, and they're showing Ted Nuffy on the track right now. If you're looking, and I mean, he's a monster. He looks good. He's going to be a horse going into next year to where he's going to be in the starting gate at the Kentucky Derby, and we'll be talking about him a lot next year for sure. But we've seen it time in and time out that horses that come into the race and East Avenue last year, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Came into the race as a huge favorite, having, all these great races so far, and then just completely, had a horrible hit the gate coming out, and hasn't really been the same horse since.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So things happen and you just never know for sure. But in this race, originally I was taking a chance with Brant because Ted Nuffy's the one who was shipping in, and Baffert he just knows how to win this race, and he keeps his horses right here. Brant is prepared here. He's won his 2 races here. So I think it is a little bit of an advantage. But as I said, all that to get to a completely third horse in Intrepido, and just connections seem to be firing right now, and their barn is just red hot.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But if you're looking at Simon Bray's, he's playing the breeders, the juvenile and juvenile turf double, the daily double, and he's singling the one. He's singling Intrepido.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. He looks fantastic on the track. That's for sure.
Let's take a look at some of the double, Sean, and just the wheel pays right now.
6 minutes to post.
So the lowest double is a Ted Nuffy to Stod, which is paying for $2.980.
Stod the stud.
Stod the stud. That's what I call him. You know it.
Yep.
Rachel in the chat. What's up, Rachel?
Hey, Rachel. How are you?
How's New Jersey?
Great to have you with us, my friend.
Have you had your mental health checked out for wanting to go back to New Jersey?
Get off my lawn. Oh, that's right. She did. It's Halloween every day for her.
I get that.
So we have 5 minutes to post as we get towards the. All the horses look good. Nobody looks terrible out there. That's for sure.
No.
That Intrepido keeps shaking his head, saying, "Yes, I'm going to win. Yes, I'm going to win." He's feeling happy on this track.
Yep. Definitely looks like he's feeling it.
Carol's going on the win on the 1.
Good luck.
Elmar 7 to win and 7-8 exact the straight. All right. Good luck, my friend. I don't know if anyone saw the video earlier, but Junior was feeding Sovereignty carrots, and he was mowing them down.
So, Paul, I think Stodd is a huge favorite in the next, and it was my pick in the race, and I really think he has such a big shot, despite the post, that I think you're crazy not to include him. If you're looking for two other than that, though, I will tell you really quickly, and we'll talk about it as we get into the next race. But I think the 2's got a big shot in there, and I like the 9 Argos as well.
Watch out for the 1, folks. Watch out for the 1. Here's Johnny. Exactly. Daddy won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile on this track from the 14 post. Exactly. So.
Well, I changed my opinion about the 9 because Alex likes the 9. So I'm
right, exactly. So he's up.
Well, he's won more than me today, so I'll shut up.
Yeah. See, Ryan, it's interesting. It's one of the most frustrating things in horse racing is that Sovereignty's energy was fine, and he ate his entire thing, and he was great, but his temperature kept going up and down like a yo-yo, and you can't run a horse. But he felt fine. That's what's so weird is that he's had his head out of his stall the whole week. There was never anything. He wasn't lagging. It's not like a flu that we have, like when you're sick under the covers and you can't move. It's just right. It's something in the air or something like that. And the horse, his immune system and his temperature just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And there's nothing you can do about it. But the horse has been absolutely fine.
Right.
Which is so frustrating, but you can't run.
Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
No, good.
I was just saying that they were saying that if you didn't regularly check the horse's temperature, you wouldn't even know he was sick because he's not acting sick. He just has a fever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's that simple. They were, and at being close to the connections like I am, it was beyond. I mean, Junior said he said well, he's mowing those carrots. Like he was, it's almost like he knew that someone scratched him. He said, "Hey, wait a minute." But and there's numerous things, but either way, I'm incredibly proud of the horse, and they did absolutely the right thing. Anyone who says, you can't run a horse with a fever, there's no way. So give a little love extra to Celia because, Junior's going to be trying with her. We're getting to the gate. Scylla. 23-1 on this one. They're now at the gate. How do all the people live in those houses up there? On the hill. We're all in. And they're off. And once again, the 1 hole has made it tough. Man, this 1 hole is not easy for these horses.
No. But right now up front, that is Brandt. That's got about a half a length lead over Ted Nafi, who is outside in second. Down on the inside, that's Litmus Test, or excuse me, Mr. AP, who is currently in third. It's another length and a half back to Litmus Test in fourth. Back behind that one, Comport, and trailing the field right now is Intrepido, the quarter in 23-2. Brant leading Ted Noffey. It's still the same order with Mr. AP down inside and Litmus Test outside in fourth. Same order, Comport and Intrepido at the back, the half, 46.
46. They're picking it up. Yeah.
Yes. Ted Noffey starting to close the gap a little bit, drawing up to the outside of Brant, closing now half a length. Down inside the 3, looking for room. Mr. AP going to need some room. Here comes Litmus Test on the outside, starting to get in gear as well as Ted Noffey draws up alongside Brant. It's those two at the top of the stretch, and here they come in the juvenile. Ted Noffey puts a nose in front. Brant still right there in second. It is still Mr. AP in third and Litmus Test behind that one. Intrepido moves up one position.
Look
up
at the
front.
3. Intrepido's coming
Back. Brant fighting back, but Ted Noffey. Brant doesn't even hold on for second. It's going to be Mr. AP in second. Brant will be relegated to third.
This one hole is an absolute disaster.
Yes, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Wow. Wow.
Ted Noffey with the win.
No, that wasn't deliberate, man. That was that
No.
they're missing this. They're all missing this gate like tremendously.
And if I'm not mistaken, Ted just won $600 for Colin. Way to go, Colin.
Yeah, Colin, way to go, buddy.
He had the pick 3 there.
Yep, way to go, Colin. Way to go, Colin.
And there's a photo for third. They're saying Brant may not even have held on for third. I think he did. But
wow.
Hold all tickets. Litmus Test was closing up a little bit. Intrepido was never a threat after the bad break. That's 2 races in a row we've seen that.
And three today.
It makes you wonder about here's Johnny in the next, Sean.
Yeah. No, he's on the turf. He's fine.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We're on the
turf. He'll be okay. As that guy, hopefully. Oh, there you go. Nice job, Colin. Way to go.
A $600 pick 3. Way to go, Colin. Ted Noffey, he's the real deal. Johnny V, another win for Johnny V.
Another win. Yeah, right now with fierceness, I mean, good Lord. Yeah, I mean, you that one hole, you know. Crazy.
Makes me wonder if I'm even going to change my mind, Sean, about Nisos.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, his horses just aren't running.
No, seriously. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not. I believe in the horse. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We'll see if he turns things around tomorrow.
Yeah. Ned is the real deal.
Oh, he is. He is.
This horse could be definitely a very solid.
Now, Brant did fight back a little bit right there. And then I think, if you look right here, when he looks like he's fading at the end, I think when he didn't get there after fighting back, he kind of let up a little bit on him.
Yeah.
And when he did that, he lost second.
Yeah, exactly.
You look right there, he kind of lets up on him, and it's just like, but very nice ride by Johnny V. Great horse.
Yeah, great job.
On the shelf until we start the Derby, perhaps. Heading to the year as one of your Kentucky Derby favorites. Four to 5 winner.
Much the best with a 20 to 1 in the, and boy did the 3 run a big race, huh?
Yes.
We're in a big, big race. That was remarkable. Yeah, but in a future bet on Mr. AP, why not? Except after what's his name? AP, what do you call it? I kept losing on him with sheriffs. Was it Honor AP? What was it? It was Honor AP, right? He kept losing. Yeah. After Honor AP, I don't know if I want to bet another AP animal from other than AP Indy. Yeah, Honor AP. All right, here we go. We're gonna end it big. See, Tim's got this all for us. He's got it all planned out for us. He's gonna make us win.
Yeah, Jenny. Ted's got some junk in the trunk.
Yeah, he is one solid effort.
He is. When I saw him at Keeneland, he was super impressive. One to go. We got a whole day tomorrow, though. We're just getting warmed up.
Oh yeah, and this is why we say, folks, right? Which is so true. You tread lightly on the 2-year-old day. You know what I'm saying? My bets are. I would say, no lie, on my personal bets, I would say 75% of my bets are on day 2. 25% are on day 1. They're very. I always tread very lightly with the 2-year-olds. You never know.
You got to save most of your bankroll. I mean, it's a bigger day, but it's also a day that you can kind of handicap a little better. I think
it's also more consistent. You know what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? Where any 2-year-old can jump up like 30, 40 points in the race if they're they can. Doesn't mean they're going to, but they can. Or regress even. So you never know.
Jen, I do have a price I like in here, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, same.
Alex, you know better. I am not an all guy. If anything, the guys here give me shit because I'm not even a box guy. I'm just
just
an opinion and a key guy.
There's one word when you exact is I can describe Riders Up Tim perfectly, my buddy, perfectly with one word.
John, nice language.
Right. Conviction. That describes him to a T.
Yeah.
If he likes it, he stays with it. He wins, he loses. Next race. Doesn't you know what I'm saying? It's conviction. And trust me, folks, he's won a lot that way.
Well, thank you, Sean. Hey, real quick, we got plenty of time. I'm gonna grab a quick refill. I'll be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sure. Look at my boy on the thing at 12-1 there in the rail. Here's Johnny. Why? Because he's the Oscar performance, baby. So yeah, this is, and that's why I say, which is so important with the 2-year-olds. And really, it is. I even said it on our show the other night. Is that you just take some stabs, see what you can do. But the one hole is just what is going on with this rail? I mean, if you're a Fierceness fan right now, you are sweating bullets. Saying he's already done it once. I mean, it's crazy, but so here's is 61. Okay, yeah. Well, now remember, it's the grass. He's on the grass, not the dirt. The dirt's the one where it's had the problem, not on the turf. So that's we're thank God we're on the turf, Badger. I would be really nervous. I'd be canceling all my bets. He will be coming late, whether it's good enough or not, and it seems to be a little speed favoring right now. But it could. Yeah. But if I have Fierceness tomorrow, I'm not feeling good at all right now. That is for sure. But we have one race to go. Timmy's going to come back and he's going to bring us into the next Saturday with great oomph, and we're going to win going away, which is great. Yeah, I think Ned's going to be. What do we think here, folks? 8-5 in the first future book. By the end, 8-5 in Ned Toffee. I think that's. So I know the field's always like the favorite, but I think Ned's going to be like 2-1, 8-5 after that performance, for sure. But again, right to do as Tim said, is going to get a lot of play. So maybe you can get like 5-2 or 3-1 on the. I don't like futures at all that are 5-2, 3-1. I'd rather put my money in the bank and get interest. But I like the 23. I like the 20, 19-1 shot. I generally don't play futures. I did last year and I won because of sovereignty in junior. But I usually play 1 or 2 horses a year just for fun. It's almost like Pratt forgot how to ride. He has not had a great couple of weeks, my friend. This is interesting. Flavian has not had the best couple of weeks.
We've been talking about that a few times tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Rachel, I did. I had one great hit in the first Breeders' Cup race, but I haven't been playing that much. So I'm up on the day only because that was my play of the day. But the rest of the races I've kind of been playing kind of timidly because I don't really. 2-year-olds, you never know what you're going to get.
Yep, I hit an exact and a try early in the card, and it was a race that didn't pay anything.
Yeah,
I'm down. I'm down for the day, but we'll get it back tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, time. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Absolutely. Yeah. I play 1 or 2 futures and then I don't play it for a lot of money. So if it's out or I'm not regretting it.
Sean, and then there was one.
Yeah, look at this. Absolutely. And look, there's the one.
The Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf.
Yes.
A mile on the turf course.
Then we got the favorite is the stud.
The stud. We'll get to him last.
Yes.
Sean, what did you think in here, though?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. So when you look at this last race, it all goes through the 14 post Gestad, the stud, Aidan O'Brien, Christophe Simeon. This horse is a absolute beast. I'm trying to think if a horse has ever won the Breeders' Cup from the 14 post. Yes, Oscar Performance did on this track, wire to wire. So yes, the 14 can win on this post on this turf course. Exactly. So yeah, he is my definite pick of the day. And even the photo he lost 2 back was just terrible racing luck. This horse really should be almost perfect. And I just think he was running against some real monsters, including Go On. And I think he's definitely the horse to beat. Second, I picked my friend Here's Johnny. And on the rail there is Javier Castellano for Raymond Handel. I just like the fact that this horse, and I'm a big fan of this. I mean, again, I don't like he's going to have him a little bit closer up today. He can't go too far back. But what I love about this horse is 48, 68, 73, 79. The horse's buyers just keep going up and up. So, and if for anybody who knows, this is a full brother to the very talented world beater, Riley Mott's grade 1 winner. So obviously this horse has some very good pedigree in it. So he is definitely my value play. I definitely have him bet across. and Javier Castellano's ridden him twice, knows him, and I think he could be a definite player in here. And my third horse is Argos, the 9, and that is Riley Mott and Flavian Pratt. This horse ran a really impressive race at Woodbine, and he was really tight. And when I say tight, I mean he was really, and he just came flying again. And here's my theory, folks. The Woodbine horses, let's see how this horse runs on this tight turns, right? He was tight on that turn, still got through. Let's see how Argos runs today. And because I've said it all along, I'm going to use every Woodbine horse, and I'm not saying that because we do Woodbine. That has nothing to do with it. That inner turf course up there is tight, and then so is this turf course. And I think those horses that did well on it are going to do well on this turf course. So my picks are as follows: 14, followed by 1, followed by 9.
All right. Well, I definitely agree with you on the 14. I do think that he is the horse to beat in here. The 14 position doesn't bother me. And the way the track is playing today, Sean, I'd sure prefer to be in the 14 than to be in the 1. And I don't care which track you're on.
Yeah.
If you remember earlier in the day, though, do you remember the ride that Christoph put on the O'Brien horse? What race was that in? It was a one horse in that race. You remember?
Yeah. We lost the airfare.
The juvenile turf sprint.
Yeah.
The juvenile turf sprint. So that was a one hole, and even though it was the turf, we had the same thing happen. Remember, the one guy kind of left at the gate and he was way back and came with a rush. He's not going to have that problem in here because he's got the outside position, and I just think that Christoph puts this one in a good position. This horse is much the best. The 14 position doesn't bother me at all because I do think that this horse is just head and shoulders above.
Yeah, sure.
But when you get past that one, I think it gets a little murky. And I have a horse here that I do like at a bit of a price, and it's the number 2 Street Beast, Luan Machado.
Yep.
And this horse has just gotten better each time out. Went from Ellis Park, where finished second first time out, then goes to Kentucky Downs, and he basically broke his maiden at 6.5, and then he comes back at a mile. And in the mile, he was just going away. He was much the best. Now, I know everybody's going to talk about the Ulfer record that the Kentucky Downs horses have with winning, but I'm not picking this horse to win. I just think he's an underneath play. He's getting better each time out. Luan already has a second place finish today here at Del Mar. So he can ride this track, and I think he's got a horse here that at a decent price. Last time I checked, he was about 9-1. Now he's 10-1. So he's sitting at 10-1, and I just think that this horse is well positioned inside, and he's going to have to continue the moves forward there. But if you look, he's doing that. I totally agree with the 9 horse Argos, but given how Pratt is riding, you know, I only had him in 3rd anyway, but I'm going to talk about one more that we haven't really talked about. The number 13, Hey Nay Nay. And Sean, did you hear that? I think Hissa was keeping their eye on this one.
Yeah.
They're going to watch the whip on Hey Nay Nay. You see what I did there?
Very good. Well done.
Anyway, I'm here all week. But anyway, Joel Rosario, I like to move to Rosario here. This horse has experience over the track at the distance, and he's 1 for 1. He won that last time out. Now he's another one who the 2 races before that were sprinting, and he's 3 for 3. But that race wasn't horrible last time out, and I do think he needs to move forward to compete for the win. But I don't think he's a win competitor here. I'm not betting the horse to win, but I do think, especially with Joel, we know how he likes to get up late into the try here, and I think that this is one. Even though he looks like a horse that can be out on the front end. Having speed inside Stott, I think kind of helps Stott a little bit because we know we know the 13 is going to go, and he can kind of ride him out and then just pull him behind. So I think that's a really good thing for Stod there. But I do think that's one that could move forward here. So it's kind of wide open. I would put the one, Here's Johnny, right with them. But with the trouble we've seen out of the one hole, and even with Brussels here on the turf, I'm a little leery of the one so far. But we have had horses come back to finish underneath, but we've seen a couple in a row to where the horses just up the track because of really bad starts. Now, both of those were on the dirt. So we'll see what happens here. But I love the 14. I'm all over Stod here. And, the 2, I feel really strongly about Luan in this 2 Street Beast.
Yeah.
Any other love for the 2 out there? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I know. I think he's got a very legit chance.
No, Jenny, I am not going to try to beat the Euros as far when I think Stod is the best. Stod's a key horse. Sean was talking about conviction. Stod's a key horse, for sure. And then you look at, a horse like the 6 here, North Coast. This is one coming in from Ireland, but I don't know. When these horses come in, they're definitely more competitive here. But here's the thing: you look at this race right here. This was the race where Stod finishes second to this horse, and he was only beaten ahead. But look how far this horse is back.
Yeah,
I mean, he's 10 lengths back behind that horse.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure how good that one is. When you go through the rest of the field, the 10's another one here. We've already seen O'Sheen get up today. So with a win here, this is one that could definitely figure. And there was another one here. Who was it?
You can't throw out Botas, Miguel Clement. That's for sure.
Yes.
Always a legitimate player.
But this is a competitive race. It'll definitely look. And when I say competitive, in my mind, it's one horse and everybody else.
Yeah.
And I really believe that. And, so when you get past the 14, it's like, who's going to finish underneath, I think is the question. But I do think that the 14 is to me a key in here. And that's what I plan on doing.
Yeah.
And he's currently sitting at his morning line odds of 9-5.
Yeah. Thank you again to everybody who's joined us tonight. So appreciate you. Carol Gauze got an exact box 6, 9, 10, 14.
If we didn't have the issue with Paco, Sean, I think he would have been the perfect guy on 13.
Yeah.
That way we could watch him whip on Hey Nay Nay.
Good job there, bud.
Interviewing Will Walden.
Yeah.
He's had a good year this year. He's really started.
A fabulous year. Yeah.
He's starting to come on as a young trainer.
Yeah. Because that's a great picture they have of Miguel, William, and Riley when they're all little, all together. And it's a really cool picture. Because Miguel and Riley have grown up together almost their whole life.
Walden's got the 7 Gordon Pass in here. Got IRAD up 32-1.
32-1.
It's crazy, Sean, because Stod is currently 3-2 now. Just as I speak, and then behind that one, Argos is 5-1. Hey Nene is 6-1, and everybody else is double digits.
Isn't it amazing?
That's just how much money is on that top horse.
Oh, I know.
Let's take a look at the pools and see exactly what we're talking about here.
By the way,
go ahead.
The 14.9 exacta pays $36.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. You know?
We're going for the kill though, Sean. So right now there's $846,000 in the win pool, and $250,000 of that is on the 14. There's only one other horse over 100,000 and just at 104, and that is the 9 Argos.
We love having you with us, my friend. Thank you so much. Is it a concern the 14 has never run a left-hand turn? It can be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's definitely something new here. We're going on the fact that these are all 2-year-olds. There's a lot of them doing things for the first time here, really, if you think about it, in distance and other things here. So it could be a concern, but I just think this horse is really good.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, that is a valid concern. Yeah.
And look, here's the thing, and a lot of people would do this, and I wouldn't blame you a bit. The 14 at this price, with the way the rest of the board plays out, if you don't like the 14, this is a play against position.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is a spot you play against the 14. Okay. Yeah. And I will tell you, a lot of people are. Yeah. I just think that the 14 is that much better, and I have a strong enough opinion about the 14 being that good, and I might be wrong, but I just think that so much that he's the best horse that I'm willing to take that and try to find the play underneath that's going to give me something here. But if you're not that convinced on the 14, this is definitely a play against position.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Well, Alex, what I just said, I don't think you have to try to beat the 14. You have to try to beat the 14 if you don't think the horse is that much the best. But this is one of those things to where the 14 is single good to me. I wouldn't want another horse in here, and it's just like in those kinds of races, I'm gonna take the chalk underneath and try to catch something below it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I'll be back in 1 minute, my friend.
Yeah, Alex, but Aiden's JV is good enough to beat a lot of the horses over here on the turf. We know that. Come on, we see this all the time. Aiden didn't bring these horses over here just to run around the track. JV or not, he thought the horse had a chance. And he might not, and I might be wrong, and you might be great for playing against him, but I'm not. You know, that's not a hard statement to make, Alex. He doesn't win. Okay. There's 14 horses in the race. The odds are with you. May the odds be forever in your favor. And they are. I'm not arguing. I said exactly that. I'm not arguing against you playing against him. It's the position that I would if I didn't feel as strongly as I do about him. And I do. The one thing about the way Sean talked about me betting with conviction, the one thing about the way that I bet, and I will tell you this, the board and the odds will never make me change my opinion. I am not that kind of person. A lot of people are like, well, I really like this horse. I think he's the best in the race, but I can't bet him at those odds. So let's see. You think he's going to win, but you're going to bet on another horse. Yep. Okay. And the odds play out to where that's going to work for you sometimes. I'm going to take my shot with him. You may be right. I may be crazy. Yeah, I know. You know, I'm giving you a hard time, Alex. I'm more worried when Alex and I think alike in a race. But we do a lot. What do we say, Alex? Fools? You can finish it in the chat. Sweet pea. And they're showing the 14 right now. Looks good.
There we go.
Looks really good. Sean, I think we need to put Alex in timeout. He's bullying me in the chat.
And Sully's like a cage match. Hey, Vince Watson's got exact the box 3, 13, 14. With 8 minutes to go.
Plenty of time. I was just taking a look at them here. $33 left in the bankroll. We're not going to leave any of that on the shelf.
No way.
I'm going to take a shot here.
No way. This has been a very interesting, two-year-old day. And a big, exciting day coming up right after it. Can't beat it. You can't beat it. James White's going to exact the box and win 2, 7, 11, 12. Good luck, my friend. Tim's studying intently. Exactly.
I am.
Tim, did you watch the El Clasico last week?
Of course I did. You know it. 2-1. A la Madrid. Y nada más. Whooped up on Barcelona. You know I'm watching it, Paul. I watch every Madrid match. Mm-hmm. Every Madrid match. Mm-hmm. I pay for ESPN Plus just to watch the Liga football games.
He certainly does. As we get closer to the gate here, just 5 minutes to post in the last race of the day. Horses all look good on the track, that's for sure. We'll get this here. 20 versus 20, and missed penalty,
Yeah, exactly. That seems to happen in Madrid a lot. It's like I think they have like 8 goals this season that have been disallowed and brought back, and a couple of penalties. So,
are you going to put Sully in timeout? Say that Arsenal is going to beat Madrid?
No, because that just doesn't happen. So he just lives in a fantasy world. All right, Sean, we're 4 minutes. I think we might as well go ahead and put this in just to make sure.
Love it. Okay. Here we go, folks. Drum roll, please.
All right. So we're going to finish up. We're going to play a $2 trifecta key.
Yeah.
We're keying the 14 on top.
Yeah.
Despite all of the hatred in the chat, we're going to go with Stod the Stud.
Yeah.
And we're putting the 1, 2, 9, and 13 underneath. That'll be 24
Love
letters.
Love it. The stud is looking very good on the turf, on the dirt right now. He's looking very confident in himself. You can tell who the European horses are. No, I don't need a pony. I'm used to walking by myself. Don't give me a pony. Look at the two Europeans just stand like, yep, don't need a pony. We're doing good. Getting ready to Marco has got 9-13 to win and a 4-8, 9-13 exacta box. Good luck, my man. Sully put himself in trustee timeout. Love it. Be interesting to see tonight if the Blue Jays can win the World Series up there. All my friends at Woodbine are pins and needles tonight. We're getting close to the gate. Now we're on the turf. Simon's got to trifecta box with 3. Such a wide open, isn't it? It's amazing.
It is.
I mean, I and the 14. I agree with you. Definitely the 14 is the horse to beat, no doubt. But I thought he might be 4-5, but 6-5 right now. You know.
Yeah, I mean, originally they were going to make him a 6-5 morning line favorite, and they actually raised the odds to 9-5 because of the 14 post.
Yeah.
But evidently, people feel strongly enough to where here we are, right back at 6-5.
Yeah.
Carol's going with the win on the 14.
Like.
Just bet your whole bankroll to win on the 14 and double your money. No, don't do that. I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that at all.
No. We like him. We don't. We're going into the gate. A big field of 14.
Lots to load. Last race of this Breeders' Cup Friday. We'll be back on tomorrow afternoon.
Yep.
Sure you come back and join us then. Full racing card. We will have more of the Prophets join us. I know Colin's going to join us for at least a good portion of it. We should have an El Hombre sighting. Rumor has it El Hombre will be joining us tomorrow for a part as well.
Might even have an old friend join us tomorrow, I think. Yeah.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Formula might join. Exactly. No, Formula's at a wedding. That's right. Oh, yeah.
Wait, what kind of family member, schedules a
Yeah.
wedding on Breeders' Cup? And we're off. From the far outside, just like we talked about there, Sean, there goes your 13, and the 14 was able to use that to kind of duck in side mid-pack.
Yeah.
But just as we said with the 13 one in speed, that one is up front early on, and I believe just inside that one, I believe that's the 3 outfielder. And outfielder's going to take them into the first turn. Hey, Nene, it's just off the side, outside that one. A couple of links back, you've got the 8 horse to the outside. That's stark contrast. And there's the 2 Street Beast just inside that one. It's another couple back. And you've got the 4 with the 11. There's the 14 mid pack right now. Good stalking position up front. They go pretty fast quarter, 22 and 2, 22.2. And the 3 still holds about a 3/4 length lead over Hey Nene. Outfielder still right there. Hey Nene starts to get into gear. The other horses are closing the gap just behind those down on the inside. That stark contrast. Outside that one is the 11 Turf Star starting to get into gear. Here comes Stud the Stud as they hit
Here comes Stud the Stud.
4 wide. He's on the outside there. There he goes, sweeping them by. There's Luan in the middle with our 2. Get that 2 up. Who's that down on the inside on the rail? That's the 8 horse.
50-1.
Dark contrast. The 6 making a late field as well, North Coast. But as I said, Alex, Stud the Stud.
Yep. Okay, so remember something, folks, today. Okay, remember something. You got to be close.
Yes.
Huh? You got to be close. You're not coming from 20 lengths behind today or tomorrow,
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting 22 quarters here, and nobody's closing on 22 quarters. That's wow.
Yeah, KK on the Ocho. Wouldn't you know it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you could run that race again and tell me what just happened, and I still don't have the 8.
Okay.
I did kind of look at the 6 a lot, being another one of the European horses, but the 8 ran a huge race, that's for sure. But the 6 was flying late. But I'm telling you, Stod was much the best in that race.
I did have full disclosure, 2 across in the 8. And Tim's going to laugh when he sees this, right? Not because of KK, right? Tim will appreciate this, right? Who owns the 8?
I didn't look at it. Who was it, Sean? Let me see. Oh, Ammerman.
The Ammermans. I put 2 across on them. Is that guy? Exactly. I did not pick him in my top 3, but I always put $2 across on the Ammermans. And he came in second, 58-1.
I thought my 2 was going to get going here, because right at the top of the stretch, with the 14 coming, the 2 made a good run there and actually got up with the 14, and it was those 2 first and second, but the 2 got squeezed a little bit there and then kind of dropped back, and then the 6 and the 8 ran on. But it was those horses, and then behind those, the 2 does end up finishing in 4th place, as you see there. The 1 here's Johnny came on late for 5th, so all of our horses are there behind those 2. We just didn't have the 8 and 6. But
no, exactly. Watch, here's Johnny as they keep going forward onto the American side.
What's the horse they're circling? What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, they're just talking about his positioning and how far back he was and the way he swept the field and just ran away from him.
But notice he's close though. You have to make the move early. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to be down that stretch.
By the top of the stretch, he was right there tipping out. If you're further back trying to close in the stretch, it's just not happening.
No,
You're competing for underneath positions. That's what Here's Johnny did, who ended up finishing fifth.
Yeah, Here's Johnny actually ran a big race to get fifth. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly today, you know. There's no closing.
Hey, now I take it back about betting your entire bankroll to win on the 14.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Would have doubled up, even money.
Yeah. That was a great ride at by KK.
Very nice. Carol went 50 to
great
win.
Job, Carol.
Double that up.
Double
Add to the
it
bankroll for tomorrow.
Great job. Carol, great job.
Look, we're just getting warmed up, folks. This was just a warm up for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll have the full panel.
The big bucks are coming tomorrow.
All the races, the big races.
Yeah. 14 again.
I gotta say this, and this is definitely gonna sound like we're all geniuses after the race, but I actually had that exacta in the first race, vodka. That was actually my second pick, but I'm an exacta box person, and I had that exacta in the first race and didn't get back home in time to bet it, and I was just heartbroken.
Oh, thank you, Jenny Mac, as always, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, Vince. Everybody. Yep. The 2-year-old day, folks, is always a challenge for sure. But
yeah, and Stod did end up paying $440.
That's not bad at all.
Not at all. The 8 with KK up paid $28.60 to place, and North Coast paid $780 to show. So we had some big payouts. The pick 6 today paid $89,201.
Wow.
If you had 5, you still got a consolation $238.
Yep. Anytime, Betcha. Thank you for joining us as always, my man. Appreciate it.
But
yep, exactly.
Thank you to everybody. To finish up with a huge favorite on top. These are actually pretty decent payouts considering that Stott went off at 6-5 and and wins the race. But great job there.
See you tomorrow, Sully.
Aiden's Army.
He's so good. That's like their bee horses sometimes on turf are just better than the seahorses.
It's exactly what I said. It's like especially at this level, and like you were saying, they don't even run as many 2-year-olds as much over there. So
no, not at all. Exactly.
Their crop's still to be determined, and
absolutely. So. Fantastic.
Looks like it could go around again, Sean.
Oh my God, it does. It absolutely does. Or
even from the 14 and being so far back in the mid race, but
and then that's weird that 2 of the last 3 winners at Del Mar on the juvenile turf have won from the 14, and that him and Oscar performance. That's just that's crazy. But that was amazing. Simeon, he's a very good, solid rider. Wins so many in Japan. Exactly. So very good. Well, we'll see you all tomorrow. Looking forward to it. And what time do we?
That's exactly what I was looking at, Sean. We are on air at 2:30.
2:30. Wonderful. So, Greg Anderson, thank you. Everybody who joined us tonight, thanks so much. Handicap tonight. We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow, and big fun races tomorrow. We're gonna win some money. See you guys soon.